know you've been waiting, so we are going to go straight over to a Mount Compass Oval now, where the guys are ready to go for the A-grade preliminary final. Alrighty, enjoy the footy.
Thanks for that, Tony. Welcome here to the Mount Compass Oval. Did you see where they were kicking, Ian? You didn't take any notice.
I didn't take any notice.
Thank you very much for that.
I was watching.
Can't trust the hired help here. What's going on? You got too comfortable in this seat, mate. Bring your dad back. So we are here for the preliminary final in the Great Southern Football League on their 100th centenary. And we have the two sides playing Myponga Sellicks. They're in the green and gold, and we'll find out where they're kicking to in a moment. And they go up, and of course they're coming up against Willunga, who's predominantly white with the red and the white tops. So going out, these teams met last year in the same thing at the preliminary final over at Strathalbyn Oval, and it finished up with a 1-point win to the Willunga side. So hopefully going on, things will certainly give us the same one there. Whilst we wait for them to take their positions, the umpires are getting ready. They're running behind, as they have done most of these finals. And we got the results early on in the game. Junior Colts, we have Willunga 9-5 defeating Strathalbyn 9-4, so that was a 1-point game there. Senior Colts, Myponga Sellicks 10-13 over Willunga 6-9. And the reserves just completed, McLaren Districts 7-10, Myponga Sellicks 4-6. So we've got a couple of teams, 3 of the grades already through into the grand finals for next weekend, which is down at the Willunga Oval. So we see the teams coming back, and
Willunga look like they're going to the right of screen. Going with that's been the scoring end all day so far. So they're looking for a quick start here in this prelim final. A couple of changes today, Trev. I see Myponga, Tom Carroll back into the team, being out injured, I believe, and Harrison Cock back from what I believe was a week in the snow. The team will be happy to have him back in the team. And it looks like Jeb Redden is the big fella up forward is missing today, and in comes Maddock Williams.
So we are underway. The umpires called it on 2:45, 15 minutes late. Up in the centre, up she goes. Bass tries to get it out. Comes back down, comes back into the centre. Turn around, get out there. Myponga Sellicks can't get away with that, and Ben Kennedy, and he hands it back to him. Still in that centre circle, up they go again. Whitford gets the ball out, comes back down. Bass picked it all up, goes back over in the centre. Bass picks it all up again. He tries to break out the centre, gets it pulled up, puts the ball on the ground. The umpire comes back in for a repeat.
Strong tackle there from Kennedy.
Up they go. Goes over. Goes straight up again. Comes out through there, and Whitford goes out wide. Comes out there. Turns around. Picks up through there in Meagle for Willunga. Goes forward now. Right up the centre half forward. Trapping beautifully. There's Rennie, comes out into it. Can't get over to it. Turns around. Myponga gets that one. And he gets wrapped up. Slides back onto it on the half-back flank, and it turns around for a ball up there. Willunga going to the scoring end, as we've said. Up they go. Smashed out through there. Goes out further out there. Goes right out. Colwell picks the ball up. He gets tackled. Almost had an attempt, which he did. Umpire saw it that way, and she'd be a throw up, and is going to his whole time off. I turned around and thought it could have almost been a 25, but it wasn't. So he turns around. Trevina with the ball, short kicks in, goes in, finds his player in closer there, and that's Hedger, I reckon. Hedger comes out, too short for his player, that put pressure under him, goes straight onto it. Hedger comes back in, picked up through there through Redden. Redden goes out, can't get it over, comes out quickly over here to Ogilvie. Ogilvie comes up, goes over, up behind the back is Harrison Cock, and he belts it over the boundary line for a boundary throw in, forward flank in Willunga's forward zone. Clubroom side though, this oval slopes left to right really severely, and also from the top where we are at the clubrooms over to the bottom side. Goes out, comes back over, quickly picked up, goes straight over there into the arms there of Cameron Hutchins. Hutchins goes forward, and there's a defensive mark there in the defence there to Nathan Hedger for Myponga. He goes off, finds his player further on in Anthony Kempster. Kempster goes off, spots up his player very well on the wing out there, and that's Trevina. So Trevina with the ball, drives it off, puts it right up there now, up to the forward flank, goes up, shove out from the back, comes over, goes over, swings around with a handball, goes out, up into attack, over the back it goes, coming running out, can't collect it, Myponga Sellicks, tries to push it all out, goes out, quickly done up and down there by Kennedy, goes off there and falls in the arms there of Willunga. Willunga come out, find Colwell, handballs over the top, finds the player there, goes off there, straight down there, and he picks over and gets out to the big fella, Shervington. Shervington goes off, hangs this ball up, goes around into there, right up to the full forward. Clark gets it, goes over, goes straight over there into the hands there of Whitford. Whitford handball goes out wider. Myponga now running it out the back lines, quickly out through Levi Proud. Proud goes out, finds this player out there in Kennedy. Kennedy goes right now up to the wing, over the top it goes out through there. Mills gets it for Willunga, puts the ball back, goes back into there, gets straight out into the arms there of Chalmers. He goes out further, goes around, gets the kick away, up in the forward lines, goes out there, turns around, picks all up, can't get away with it, handballs out, comes quickly out there to Cameron McDonald. McDonald for Willunga, comes back to the wing, Colwell goes over his head, goes straight over, picked up there beautifully, and there's the spotting out, and the class comes out through there, through Ben Kennedy. And he finds this player there in Harrison Cock. Harrison Cock goes right up in the forward pocket, nearly a grab, hits the ground. Hoke comes out, puts the handball out, goes strictly over there to Lachlan Scott. Comes out, top side, run of the ball, goes over there and goes right out back here to the wing. Up they down, they comes out, goes straight around into Ogilvie. Comes out there to Colwell. Colwell goes out, goes off there. Oh, easy put down mark there to Willunga on the forward flanks. Puts it out the back, goes to Clark. Clark gets wrapped up. Turn around, the umpire says play on. Goes out quickly now into attack. Comes out there. Picked up through there is Willunga. Snaps it around, can't get onto it. And she turns around and finishes up for a rushed score. And it's turned around. The FPA scoreboard, Willunga go to 1 point to Myponga Sellicks yet to score.
And taken nearly 5 minutes for that first score, so well, with Willunga definitely kicking to the scoring end, and we saw players dropping marks in the B grade, similar to what Jukers did then, and as Trevina comes in and kicks long, looking for Sam Kennedy up in front, can't take the mark, gets it on the ground, looking for his brother Ben, who dives in on top of it. How's the umpire going to see this one? He eventually gets it out. Handball comes out from Haskett of some description. Cock gets a little kick off the ground. Are we going to say he kicked this, or is it was a kick? And yep, you wouldn't disagree with that one. He toe poked it, and with the ball now for Willunga is Tregenza. He goes down long looking for Lee. Can't take the mark. Jukers grabs in, picks it up, went to break the tackle, and will be correctly penalised for holding the ball. And that's Sam Kennedy. He's busy early. Been a great final series for him so far, and Myponga be looking for him to continue that on. He finds Cock on the half-back flank, and Cock will settle things down here for Myponga. Goes across the ground to Hedger, just finds him, makes him work a little bit. He goes to Clark, and still inside the back 50 here for Myponga. He goes out and finds Sampson on the half-back flank. Going nowhere here, but they'll be happy with this. A terrible kick back into the middle finds Jukers. Jukers will run inside 50, have a shot at goal, and it's only accuracy, but gets cleaned up as he gets rid of the ball here. And are we going to see, is it going to be more than just an FAD, or is it just an FAD? And the first score should count there. No, we've got a free kick in the goal score. I'm not sure how that actually happened because the
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sale options, and they also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu. They're in your field.
Goes through the goals on the floor, in the goal square. It has to be back where it come from.
So it goes up there now, goes straight up into attack. Myponga Sellicks goes up, quickly picked up out through there in Lachlan Scott, and he goes out and he finds his player in Brett Meagle. He goes in, but a poor kick finds Kennedy in the centre for Myponga Sellicks. Straight up forward, big crash up. The umpire's picked it out for a shove out, and it's going to Willunga. So Mills with the recipient of the free kick. It's in that, it's between centre half forward and full forward. About 45 out, drives us out to the low side of the ground, out the scoreboard side, up and down, can't get out of the Shervington, can't get to it, picked up beautifully there by Myponga, goes off, back into Kennedy, Kennedy will turn over, goes out wide, finds Trevina goes out, finds his player out wide, right and deep flank out there, and this will be a tough shot. You see him come out. This is not a 50-metre arc here. You say he's looking around, so he's not overconfident. He's looking inside, and there goes a short kick. Comes out to the lead, sits up underneath, turns around. Thump comes out by the defenders, goes out wide, comes back in, traps up there, almost go, make an attempt here, goes around, gets hold up. The umpire has to give a ball up. At least he was making attempts, so they've found out a few things, these players now. Up they go, turns around, can't get it out, comes out through there through Whitford. Whitford gets out, comes straight around over here into player there, quickly out there in Haskett. Haskett go to Colwell. Colwell comes back over to Haskett, just runs through, goes up the ground, goes up there, over the back, comes out the back out there, goes around onto there, and he turns around, can't get in front of there is Scott Brown, and it goes out of bounds over in that forward pocket for Willunga into their attack. Like we were saying, the earlier games have been scoring that end, Willunga kicking too very easily, so they're struggling. Reserves struggle to get it up in the first quarter too, so comes over quickly, picked up through there by Willunga. He goes up there, it's given it to the centre to the goal umpire for another minor score. So on the FPH scoreboard, we now go 1 goal to Willunga, 8 points to Myponga Sellicks, still yet to score. We're at the nearly heading towards the 10-minute mark.
And Hedger will bring this one back in for Myponga. And plays on, runs his full measure, goes out wide looking for Gilbert, and he makes the kick look good with a strong mark out there near the boundary line.
Oh, he's called
play on. He's gone around quickly there. Comes over to Scott with a good mark, strong mark for Willunga out on the wing. Just got in front, read the wind best, plays on now, goes long and deep. Well, Myponga outnumber Willunga here. Lee gets his hands on the ball first, comes up with it, goes to the other long sleeve player there in Brown. His kick is smothered and rolls over the boundary line and out of bounds. And the ball will be thrown here on the 50-metre arc for the attacking end of Willunga. And the 50-metre arc, I think at Mount Compass is about 43, isn't it, Trev?
Yes, she's pretty short.
Well, it comes across to Shervington, but we've got a free kick in the meantime for a push out, and it will go the way of Myponga. So
big Whitford.
Whitford will take this one, and Myponga really, well, they've had one foray inside 50 so far, which come up with a free kick for Willunga, but struggling to get it down there into this breeze. Goes high and long down the wing, bass up for Willunga. Can't take a mark. Player kicks it off the ground there for Willunga. Colwell comes out, reads it well. Player there in Trevina tackles him, does well not to, a fair bit of momentum in that tackle, and did well to put him onto the ground fairly gently in the end. So we'll have another ball up here on the edge of the centre square. Coming up is Kennedy in there for Myponga. Willunga player there with his head over the ball. Looks like Tregenza, I think it might be here for Willunga.
Bowley, isn't it?
Or Bowley, sorry.
Bowley.
Bowley goes in deep looking for Lee. It goes over the back off the pack. Willunga player drags that one in. And how will the umpire see this? He's going to ball it up here on the right on the goal line here for Willunga. Myponga need to be careful here not to tap this one through, otherwise, they don't want it. Well, he's brought it out a bit so to make it a bit harder for him to do that. The tap comes down. Whitford gets his own tap in the end. Comes out here. Colwell will snap around onto the left boot.
Not coming, is it?
It just goes wide, and Willunga get their register their third behind. They go to 1 goal 3-9. Myponga yet to score.
Hedges goes to get the ball brought back to him. And there's, like heavens, it looks like a person running down the driveway there to get it. He turns around and he is. So
One time there used to be kids everywhere behind the goals, didn't there?
Yeah, now they've got a net there and it doesn't help. Trevina's out there getting it for him too, so he's puffed now, so he's got to try and make in. Now they have to wait for him to get out of that arc zone, so they're held up to play. So yeah, as I said, it's going on to here. We were talking earlier and we said, well, the boundary umpires shouldn't even worry about these grounds, so where it's a point, it's the player's problem, so it's good. Goes out there, goes out wide and finds the player out through there.
That's on the full.
On the full, was it?
You got a free kick here to Willunga.
Spinks had grabbed it, but obviously out, so Meagle gets it for Willunga. So on that back flank, drives this, he sits this one up at full forward. Up they go, can't come out the back of it there, and in the hands there of Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Sam Kennedy. Brothers playing into here, and a lot of them in a lot of the teams nowadays playing football together.
And as you speak, he goes to his brother.
Yeah, it goes to his brother, so you find that out. Kick to kick, they call it. They used to do it in the backyards as growing up, and they do it in the full grounds coming up. Goes up, can't take it out there. Goes straight out there. Hoke can't get out to it. Comes back around. Goes back. Myponga Sellicks with the ball back. Goes off. Comes inside. Looking there for Kempster. Kempster goes off there now. Goes up centre half forward. Goes into there quickly. Arms of Jackson Sampson. Sampson goes forward. This is for all going into there. Turns around. Goes up there. Can't get onto it. Turns around, goes over, tried to attempt him by legging him. He goes out onto there. So Willunga now comes out in this back flank, turns around, gets wrapped up. The umpire will come out for a ball up on the half-back flank for Myponga Sellicks, for Willunga here on the clubroom side. They go up, the umpire's paid a free kick here, holding against for here to Ben Kennedy.
Sam
Kennedy. Goes over straight into it, goes out, finds out, and he leaves this player coming up. Well, we spoke about this earlier. Anything could happen here, folks, so watch this one. He's kicking into the wind.
Take a good kick here today.
He'll probably kick this because everything's against him. The wind's going across his body from left to right. He's kicking into the wind, and you turn around, and this shotgun can go anywhere. Drives off, bangs it out, and that looks pretty good. He just stays out there and it doesn't quite get back into it, so Butcher gets a minor score. Turn around, was a tough kick even with the wind, but it's going up the hill and everything else. So the FPA scoreboard, Myponga Sellicks 1 point to Willunga 1 goal 3, 9 points.
And McDonald comes in and kicks this one for Willunga down past the centre of the ground. That shows you how strong this breeze is here today. Comes out to Kennedy. He goes out wide to Kempster. Kempster goes, drops the mark. Haskett beats him out. Handballs it off to Bass. Bass gets a tumbles one down. Finds Shervington. Shervington will go back here. Could almost go for goal. He's done some sort of torp. Goes to Lee. Lee goes for goal, and it's smothered off the body of Ogilvy over the boundary line and out of bounds. Some interesting kicks so far. Not hitting the middle of the boot.
He's a ruckman. Anything happens with them.
Two big fellas had the ball then, and I don't know how you describe those kicks, but they were ugly. Anyway, comes to Whitford. Whitford goes out. Hamble doesn't find his teammate, and players swung around. There was Lee. Comes to Cock. Cock goes to Proud. Proud will go over the top here. Haskett intercepts again and gets that one over the boundary line. And we will have a throw-in. I don't know what the Myponga player's thinking there, but that was... I think Haskett did tap it over the line, but, he's certainly not going to pay that one as an umpire. Ball gets thrown in, and, that's almost gone into the centre of the ground. Bass, umpire says he's pushed him out in the ruck contest. And, we've gone 16 and a half minutes here. Willunga not making the most of this breeze here in the first quarter. Whitford will go long down here looking for Kelly. Hoke over the back, comes to Brown. Brown fumbles it over the boundary line, and we will have it thrown in here in front of the
interchange.
The interchange here, and where the grandstand here at Mount Compass, where
it's not a
all
grand
the action.
Stand,
it's a stand. Steps. Ball gets thrown in, goes through the legs of Proud. He picks it up again. goes one way, then another, gets around on the left boot, snaps it around the corner, looking for Butcher. Oh, Butcher hits him on the chest and bounces out, comes here to Sampson. Sampson gets it across to Gilbert. Gilbert goes deep, and a good mark there for Willunga is taken on the last line of defence by Scanlon. He goes very, very short to Hoke. Hoke goes to Redden, and Redden settle things down here from Willunga, but they need to start using this breeze. We've only got 7 or 8 minutes left with it. That's touched off the boot, goes down here to Sampson. Sampson well tackled.
Holding the ball. He tried to bump it to
didn't have a lot, did he? Didn't have a lot of opportunity there.
He took the body on to make sure he got wrapped up.
Made sure he held it up, as Myponga are wanting to do in this first quarter. They'll be happy with this at this stage. Sam Kennedy grabs it out of the ruck contest, goes in deep. Gilbert can't take the mark. Mills taps it across, heads out towards the boundary line. More Gilbert and Mills, big clash of bodies there, and goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. And the longer the quarter goes without Willunga doing much damage on the scoreboard, the happier Myponga will be. Ball is thrown back in here. Kelly grabs it out of ruck, handballs to himself, can't get a handle on it again, comes to Sampson, he bursts through the pack. Hoke in front there, or Scott it is, gets picked up by Kennedy, or was that Sampson? I think that might have been Jackson Sampson. Anyway, the ball's gone over the boundary line and out of bounds, and Willunga will kick this one back in. Scanlon, I think that is, with the ball down there deep in the back pocket. He'll go long down the wing. That ball carries 60 metres. In front of the pack there was Kennedy, can't take the mark, comes out here to Rennie. Rennie goes down long looking for Williams. He can't, goes over his head. Clark shows pace, and eventually goes over the goal line for a rush behind there. Well done to Brad Clark, did well there in the race for that one. And Willunga, they go to the 1 goal 4-10, 9-point leaders over Myponga at 1 solitary point.
Straight in, they come back in through Hedger. Hedger puts the ball out, finds his player on the back flank, turns around, goes over there. It's Justin Whitford. Goes off, goes in there and finds his player up in the centre now in
Sam Kennedy.
Sam Kennedy. Looking around, he's not knowing what goes on, goes out wide, goes out the wing. Oh, I dropped the ball out through there. And that one there was Butcher, I reckon, goes off. Comes back in, around the top goes there. Get away with that one. Goes straight out through there to Kennedy again. He gets it over the top, goes off into there, comes around, quickly picked up through there, goes on through there. Gilbert goes out, turns around, goes up. Picked up there by Willunga in Redden. Jack Redden goes off, goes out wide, turns around, going out onto there, can't get away with it. Myponga now again. Colwell gets in, wrapped up there, but I reckon he's gone over the boundary line. There should be a boundary throw in there on the forward flank for Myponga. Sellicks on the low side, on the far side, away from the club rooms. Up she goes back up. Whitford tries to get up, can't get out through it, can't get either his Hoke, goes out. Willunga now comes out over there, turns up and down, couldn't get it, was Meagle, turns around quickly, picked up there by Willunga. Look at this kick, they are not playing this oval well. You know you have to have someone at full forward. Turns around and gets wrapped up, he puts it all down there. Ponga to Shervington, tries to lay it, Clark gets it, kicks it all out, up it comes, bounce goes out, can't come around to Jukas. Jukas gets the ball, sidesteps around, gets the ball, goes into full forward, up the time, goes up and down there. Lee couldn't get it to it, and Myponga will get this one, kick it all out, and he's kicked it out on the full, untouched and across the face of goals, and it'll be a kick to Willunga.
And the left-footer Jukas has got this one.
Yeah,
and
this is going to be
tough
a tough one.
Tough kick for a left-footer, but
you
really
need,
try and snap it round on his right.
Yeah, you probably need the banana one here, but you need to be kicking it very hard because it's going the wind into your face, so you've got to kick it into the breeze and try and get the bend. He doesn't, he looks for a kick in and he spots him up beautifully and it goes straight around. That was poor checking then by Myponga Sellicks, thinking that a player from that instance will get a shot at it, and it goes around here to Cameron Hutchins.
He's usually a very good user of the football, so...
Here comes the curse for the first quarter. Nearly 22 minutes, so we're into time on now. In he comes, needs this one to look, goes out, the umpire's hardly moving, he looks happy, wait for him to come back. There's the indication.
Beachside Bedding next to Habra Pharmacy is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, AH Beard and Adriatic Slumber. Mary and her team at Beachside Bedding also offer a beautiful range of locally made Fluorio furniture. Beachside Bedding offers free delivery and old mattress removal, and it's open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Habra. Always competitive on price with real product knowledge. Beachside Bedding.
Ball back in the middle now, but thrown up just into the time on period. Butcher in ruck now for Myponga. Kennedy leads in the race for this one. Well tackled by Redden. Gets a quick kick out the pack. Willunga player can't pick that one up. Comes across here to Scanlon, I think that was. Goes down. Players, I reckon they're looking into the sun out there, Trev. We've seen that in the B grade, and players dropping marks on their own. And ball paddled out here by Kempster. Goes to ground. Can't pick it up, and I reckon that sun is actually making it quite hard to see. We saw blokes in the B grade dropping chest marks, and we've seen a couple of blokes in the A grade so far shield their eyes and drop simple marks as well. So anyway, was it a push there? A little. I think he made a bit of a push, and I think he made the most of that one. So Bass will come up with this free kick in ruck. He goes down looking for Lee. Goes over, almost over his head. Comes back to Spinks. This goes up and under. This won't be a mark. Well, it may be a mark. The umpire's calling it play on. So it didn't go. It went higher than it went longer. I'd say it probably went 15 metres high, but not 15 metres long. So the ball
only says the ball must travel 15.
Oh, that's it.
Mark.
Anyway, Butcher gets the tap down there. Goes to Kelly. He goes backwards to Trevina. Trevina goes long and high, and Bass under this one in the middle. He's spoilt by Chalmers. Chalmers now picks it up. He's getting held onto, and he will come up with a free kick here for Willunga. Bass didn't want to give the ball up and get back. No, can't play on from there. Has to come back around behind the mark. And Chalmers will try and find a teammate here and chew up a bit more time, which we're coming to the end of this first quarter. Only been 2 goals on the board, so we're not going to have a lot of time.
Butcher.
And Butcher takes a strong mark in the middle of the ground. Rennie tried to go the old-fashioned spoil, but was a bit short to even do that. And a kick across the ground here, and a good mark taken by Scott. Scott will go short and find Redden. Redden will go short and find a teammate there in Bowley. Bowley goes out wide looking for Burdett. Burdett well spoilt by Kennedy. The ball's on the ground now. Sam Kennedy showing good pace there. Comes back into the middle looking for his brother Ben. Finds him, and Ben Kennedy will now go deep into attack here for Willunga. Comes out, hits Scott on the chest. Comes out here to Carroll, playing down forward today. Comes across here to Spinks. Spinks gets tackled as he kicks on the left boot, and coming here for Willunga looks like Hutchins as the siren goes to end the first quarter. And probably if you're Willunga you'd be a bit disappointed with that, Trev. 2 goal for 16 to Myponga, 1 point on the FPAG scoreboard, and didn't make the most of that breeze there.
No, certainly didn't. With the earlier games we've seen that we're out onto it and not going around. So we'll get ourselves back into play here. So this is 90.1 Happy FM Great Southern Footy Match of the Round on air and YouTube.
Don't be the next victim of a home invasion.
Pull over. Let's rob this joint.
Great Southern Security will install a home security system with monitored alarm to protect your home or business. They also provide CCTV, mobile patrols, cash transit, event security and a text and tag service.
Looks like this place has got its own secretary.
What do you mean, secretary?
That sign.
You idiot, that's security. This place has got an alarm.
Visit greatsouthern.security.com.au.
Let's talk about your new shed. You want it tough. You want it to look good. You want it to last for years. You want Sellicks Fluorio, the experts in design and construct. If you can dream the shed, they can build the shed. Dream it, design it, build it with Sellicks Fluorio. From initial design through to finished construction, your project is in trusted hands with Sellicks Fluorio. Quality workmanship and experience you can trust. SellicksFluorio.com.au.
Memories of those special moments in life can sometimes fade over time. Preserve those special memories by having your old VHS tapes, movie films or slides transferred to DVD or USB. Phone Steve Adams Video Services now on 0403 744 666 or check out the weekly classified ad in the Flurio Sun. Steve Adams Video Services will also live stream weddings, funerals, conferences and seminars. In fact, any special event. Steve Adams Video Services, for all things video.
Obviously, and come around, so big back of people out there, especially around Willunga. Not quite as big around Myponga Sellicks. The scoreboard has been given correct here to us, so it stands here for the start of the second quarter with Myponga Sellicks 1 solo point to Willunga on 2 goals 4. And they turn around, and we're just talking here and saying that probably the way the day has gone here is going on is that it's probably not exactly the position that Willunga would have hoped for. Kicking with a breeze that we reckon was worth at least 4 goals, and the other grades had shown it. So to get 2 is not a good return, but they'll get their effort now to see as how they can defend out Myponga Sellicks.
Yeah, similar to last Sunday, wasn't it, Trev, over at Gore Oval, where then the first quarter Willunga evened it out with Victor, and then had a big second quarter. Then Victor caught up in the third, and then couldn't manage to score again. It was too much against it last week, wasn't it? And it looks similar here today.
Yeah, it certainly does. Like I said, it makes it hard because, like I said, this oval slopes from left to right, or from Adelaide, the Adelaide end, down to the school end, which is back towards Victor Harbour way, and it is a substantial slope here. And you run this ball up onto here, and I sort of thought Willunga fell out away on that one. This oval, when you play here at against or even on it with it, is that your centre half forward needs to go out of the ground or put him up if he's your height. Put him up at full forward and let him lead into the centre half forward position. Because 80% of the time with the kick, as we've seen from defensive lines, lobbing in the centre, your next kick's going over centre half forward. And if you're going to have short kicks, you're messing up your play. That's why Pinion does well here. He goes back into full forward, and then they keep the forward lines open, and he runs out, and with his strength and his mark and his kicking, he gets all the goals. So Willunga fell for that trap of having their centre half forward there and then opening up the full forward position. Of course, Myponga were able to capitalise and bottle them up a fair bit. So it's not the way to play this oval, and they've played here enough to know onto that, so it'll be interesting to see now what Myponga Sellicks do, whether they've learned out. Well, noticing in that, I see Butcher now basically is standing in between. See how he's right back. Well, actually here at the moment there, we've got Thomas Carroll is standing out there right out, Butcher there right out on that first little one, about 15 metres out.
Well, we've seen
young kid on the oval here, and he doesn't want to get off.
We've seen the ball carrying a long way with it. Like from full back, they're kicking it down to, between centre and centre half forward. So
that's why you overpass centre half forward here in this ground, and because the wind's going down there too, so it really accentuates it. So the umpires now start to get themselves ready here as we set up. So underway here at the final quarter. And we get underway.
Second quarter,
sorry, going up. We'll see what happens here.
Trev,
goes up. Yeah, well, we normally are, aren't we? So it goes up, but it gets wrapped up into here, and it'll be another ball up. Still in centre square. Up she goes. Turns around, goes up. Bass gets it, swings it out wide, turns around, gets it over, comes straight over there to Willunga. Goes off up the top. goes up and down, trying to get onto it. 2 onto 1 here, goes out. Myponga's doing well, goes out, turns around, he gets rushed over. As he turns around, gets dragged down through there by Trevina, and it was on the true wing position for a ball in. Boundary umpire puts this ball up goes up, Bass from the behind, Whitford in front, goes over, turns around, gets cracked around the ears behind Zell, comes right out, straight around to Rennie. Rennie gets over, puts this ball out, right up to the forward line, goes up, over the top, goes up onto it, picks it up, handball goes out to Jukas. Jukas kicks smothered, recovers well though, goes back up again, up to centre half forward, goes out, there's a Hill going down, turns around, he gets wrapped up, goes over there, Myponga gets wrapped up, he can't break out to it, and it'll be a ball up and turn around going on to there. So it's in the centre half forward position. Now this is where you need your centre half forward or full forward to be up into there, because you're going up that hill and it will drop there. Up it goes, quickly comes out, picked up by Willunga, goes out, Colwell's hanging out wide for it, goes around, tries to get up, he dives to make it look like he's thrown out, but it wasn't. Turns around, goes off, picked up. Kennedy gets it, drives it all up, over the top, goes up, goes straight around, quickly into the arms there of Scott. Lachlan Scott goes up and finds his player there in Jukas. Redden goes out, comes over, finds Haskett. Haskett goes off and he finds his player out there, and that's the way to play this one. Short running kicks in and you'll get control of it, and it comes around to Hutchins.
Already looking better into the breeze than what they did with it.
Yeah.
Moving the ball a lot better.
The secret though is you know, you're short, but you must hit the targets. If you're a short kick and put your player under pressure, well then it's no good, but they certainly just used it short and had the players in that position. In he comes, drop this ball up, look at that, there goes the wind. That really took it almost like a boomerang. Umpire signals a point, so it turns around, finishes up with another minor score to Willunga. They finish up with 2-5-17 on the FPA scoreboard, 1 point to Myponga Sellicks.
And Hedger will bring this one back in for Myponga. Let's see what he does. Will he go short? Will he go long down the middle? No, it goes short, looking for Spinks, and finds him. Spinks still inside the back 50. He's not sure what he's going to do with this one yet. He's going to drive it long down the line here, looking for Kelly. Scott up in front. Haskett comes up with the ball, tries to dodge around. Ball knocked out of his hand. Kelly breaks 1, breaks 2, and I think he's in trouble here.
Ooh,
no, he got away with that one.
He was, didn't he?
He did.
I thought the hands were going to go down.
I thought he was going to go on for sure, but anyway, ball back down now. Scott gets the handball down there to Rennie on the right boot. Comes to Kempster. He goes to Whitford, gets it back again, and goes down long looking for Scott, and felt a hand and took a bit of a dive. Comes up here to Spinks. He goes around on the left boot, and he's gone through for 1 minor score. So on the FPA scoreboard, Willunga 2 goal 5, Myponga 2 points.
Certainly is. They're the ones who have to go. It was under pressure, so you can't be too rough on him. But he goes into there, so I reckon it's McDonald with the ball now. Comes back in for Willunga, drives it out the bottom side, which you nearly always do. Up and down it goes, there's a shove out, hands in the back, and it'll go for a kick to Myponga Sellicks. So turn around, Willunga just walk past the ball, so they don't have to pick it up and give it back. As the player picks it up and pushes it back, goes back to Clark. So Clark comes back out, goes over, finds this ball, handballs off to Kennedy, goes out, up and down, there it goes, up and down, there's the height, there's the grab, and that's in the full forward position.
Have we put the mockers on him this time, Trev?
Oh, I'm just going to close my eyes anyway, just as much, so, but this ball, the drop will go across him, so I said he's not...
straight in front here almost.
Yep, but it is slightly across the body on him, but anything could happen. Kicks all up, he hangs that one, the umpire's moving.
He's got it. It was ugly, but he got it.
He was, so he finishes up getting the goal.
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power Victor Tyre Power, 161 Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
The packet, isn't he? But it's a surprise packet when it comes to one part of it.
His markings is sensational. There's no better mark in the comp down here than what he is. But anyway, ball back in the middle now, and Bass opposed to Whitford. Bass gets a touch on the ball, can't find a teammate. Goes Redden and Kennedy fighting for that one. No one can get it out here, but umpire says that Gilbert was handled without the ball, and Gilbert will drive this one down to centre half. We're looking for Carroll on the lead. That's a beautiful strong mark out in front there. Carroll wheels around, plays on, down looking in the Butcher territory again. Can he get this one? Oh, almost. He wasn't expecting that one to come over the back of the pack. Almost hit him on the hands, untouched, but
he's going to be untouched now.
And this one's going to be now. It's going to be another shot at goal here. This is going to be Connor Sampson, and well, distance shouldn't be a problem. It's only going to be accuracy, and you'd expect him to maybe go out and Jeremy Cameron style snap around the corner, put it up in the air and let it siphon through.
Yeah, kick it. Don't try to go between the goals. Kick it out strong and let the wind push it back
he's
in.
Gone, drop punt, put it into the goal square, and Willunga outnumber players there, and Myponga players. Comes to Redden. Whoa, tackled as he kicked, goes wide and goes too wide, out on the full, and Spinks will bring this one back in and put it back into the teeth of guy. No, Kennedy's going to take this one. You think you'd almost have the distance from here. I know.
Yeah, the umpire says no. Can't do that.
And Spinks, I don't think Spinks will have the distance. Kennedy probably did. Anyway, Spinks comes in, goes long down here into Scott and Butcher. No one can take the mark. Comes here to other Spinks. He gets it across, but only as far as Scott. Back to Scott again with the handball. Comes to Haskett. Haskett goes out here to Rennie. Rennie gets one across the... No, the umpire said downfield. After he got rid of the ball there,
blocked him,
he copped one.
Copped it with the elbow across the head.
Comes to ball ends up with Altus, and Altus plays on here across to Haskett. Haskett under pressure goes to Scott. Scott gets through two of them, and comes to Lee. Lee will go across the ground here to Brown. Brown will mark on the half-back flank, slow things down here for Willunga, goes out wide here, looking for Bass, who kept running, and goes short again here to Cowell. Cowell out in front of the scoreboard.
Look at Haskett calling for it. He couldn't kick there with a bazooka.
Not uphill. Now he goes down. Kelly gets his hands on the ball, tackles his opponent without the ball. Should have taken the mark, ends up giving away the free kick. Comes in here and a strong mark there to Jukers, and Jukers will go back from 25 metres out, pretty much directly in front, but he is kicking into the teeth of the breeze.
Yeah, he's probably close enough to do this. Like I said, it'll be the effect that the wind takes, whether you allow too much, whether you try to kick it too hard. As I said, sometimes you be soft and it'll bend like a banana, and other times you can be too hard and it takes it out of control.
Distance, no problem. Comes in and
perfect.
Beautiful kick. A goal umpire does not move. And Danny
Do you want instant cash? Drop off your deposit bottles and cans and scrap metal today at South Coast Recycling and Scrap Metals depots in Victor Harbour, Goolwa and Yankalilla. South Coast Recycling and Scrap Metals depots offer undercover drop-off facilities, and the Goolwa depot is open 7 days a week. To see opening times, the latest prices and the items that can be dropped off for recycling, visit southcoastrecycle.com.au.
Your opposition at this stage just to one goal with it. So back in the centre, up she goes, up around to it. Bass, no one really gets it, comes out through there by Redden. Redden puts the ball out, comes all out. Colwell gets tackled at the up to still in the centre square in the forward flank here for Willunga's advantage though. Up they go. Bass goes up, pushes all over. Haskett tries to get out with it, gets it out wide, comes over on the ground. Myponga pick it all up. They go back out. Handball goes out wide, comes back out there over the top, over the back it goes quickly in the running path here of Kelly. Kelly goes around, goes off, and he kicks the ball out to bounds on the full.
Had a player running for him then too in Spinks. Didn't see him, and got pushed off the kick.
So it comes back here to
Brown.
Yeah, go on, comes around here to Brown. Kick come into Brown's inside. if he's got any smarts, he goes, there was nobody out there. He comes out the clubber inside trying to find to Redden. Redden can't get onto it. Player gets wrapped up by two Mypongas, and it'll be a ball up outside the forward flank here for Myponga Sellicks. Clubber inside though. So Willunga need to be careful. This is a side Myponga wanted. If you're going to snap into it, goes out, comes back down. Carroll tries to get out, can't get into it. Turns around, quickly picked up there by Willunga. Kick forward, and it's marked out there by Myponga then in Sam Kennedy. So Sam Kennedy can't find his brother. Turns around, just puts it up for Butcher. Butcher goes back, uses the body, goes up and down, still can't grab it. Can't go into it. They're probably crowding him a bit too much into there, Myponga, so they go up. Willunga try to get it out. Comes out over there. Gets up there. Goes around quickly. Picked up through there by Myponga. That's gone back.
That was Scott.
I reckon it was, yeah, it was 53 Jaden Scott. He's got...
With over 180 years of farming family know-how behind us, ProStock Livestock will help you with all your livestock needs. ProStock will get you the best price for your livestock when buying or selling, and will even help you muster and transport them. Wherever you are across the Fleurieu Peninsula or anywhere in South Australia, we'll offer you the highest quality, professional yet personal service. So give ProStock Livestock a call to discuss your needs today. Visit us online at prostock.com.au.
Devastating for Willunga.
Certainly will.
Ball back in the middle here. Umpire Thompson with the ball, throws it up. Bass gets a tap down here, but only as far as Ben Kennedy. He bursts from the centre, has a bounce, goes down long, looking for
there it is,
Scott and Butcher. Butcher gets his hand on the ball. Scott breaks one tackle, breaks another, comes across. Brown drops to his knees as he grabs it, looking for a high contact, but umpires awake to that, and we will have a ball up here just on that 20 feet at 5 metre line here for Myponga. Butcher up in the right, goes down to Kelly. He can't grab it, gets a handball across to Proud. Proud will go on the left boot, puts it up in the air. Kelly, Carroll for Myponga has marked in front of two of them, and he'll go back from point blank range and put Myponga within 3 points midway through this second quarter of this prelim final. Makes no mistake, puts that one down to Victor Harbour somewhere.
Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies have over 40 years experience in mining and blending soils and organics. We're specialist in turf soils, landscaping and organic blends. Customised washed sands for horse arenas, sports grounds and building sands. We also have a large range of decorative stones, gravels, mulches and pine barks. From car trailers to all truckloads. Wholesale Quarry Direct. Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies, 86 Sandmine Road, Mount Compass. Open Monday to Friday 7am to 4pm and Saturday 7am to 11am. Phone 8556 8421.
Goes, comes back down there, quickly picked out there, goes through Ben Kennedy. He tries to get it out, gets it up forward now. Out they go, comes out to it.
Oh.
Butcher tries to grab him, slide down, and it turns around. He gives away a free, and it goes in the hands there of Nicholas Scanlon. Scanlon on the back flank here, goes out, runs off now, runs in, gets out of it. Butcher didn't really put a lot of pressure on him and goes out, up to the side it goes, and great mark there to Bass. So Bass for Willunga. He's on the wing, bottom side, as he goes off, puts this ball up there now. Oh, waited for that one, Marcus Burdett, and he just grabbed it inside. Kicks in, finds Haskett. Haskett now, he's got no one to lead for him. Don't put it up because you need to spot the bar as he goes out and he finds Colwell. Colwell right out deep though. He should come inside. They turn around, goes up onto it. He's looking around. He's not too sure. There goes a short kick, but he's still deep in that pocket. And he turns around and he finds his player out here. And I reckon that's Altus.
It is.
Altus handballs off straight around to Burdett. Burdett has a shot. Burdett goes up, down, can't make it into it. Comes out the front. Myponga get out. Handball it back. Goes straight around. Handball goes back once again, comes out clubber side, goes up and he spots his player in the back pocket. Deep there, right in front of the change room. Now he swaps over, goes back the other side, spots out there, finds his player there in Hedger. Hedger goes out, comes in fine, finds his player quickly there in Ben Kennedy. Ben Kennedy indicates he's going to go long. Then he gets called to play on, right up to the wing up here. Bass comes over. Bad calling by the Willunga players. Goes straight up there. Hutchins gets the ball up into there. Cameron McDonald gets it, can't get out, goes to Burdett, and it finishes over the boundary line. True wing position right by the scoreboard. on this Mount Compass Oval. Just the other side of that fence, if you're watching on TV, is a big cliff face that goes down to the industrial part there. Goes up, smashes it forward, goes straight out into the hands there of the running there of Alex Bowley. Bowley gets put upset, comes around to Spinks. Spinks gets his foot going down, comes up to full forward there, he goes out there and read beautifully there by Willunga. Comes out wide, Haskett has to work to get this one and he doesn't. So free kick comes over here to Myponga Sellicks.
Trevina's got the distance here.
So Trevina with the ball, the umpire's putting him around. He's turned around and says, but hang on, I've got to run, don't get a decent run up. So kicks it up to full forward. Over they go, coming out the back. Willunga can't get it. Picked all up there. Rush kick go in through there.
Kelly.
Missed a lot through there with Kelly. So on the FPA scoreboard, they now go to 3 goals 3 on the scoreboard 21 FPA to 3 goals 5. So at least they're squeezed it up and making it a close game now, Ian.
Certainly is, and McDonald taking his time here from fullback, trying to get the kick right. Goes long out towards the scoreboard side. Up, good spoil over the top from Proud there for Myponga, and the ball runs over the boundary line and out of bounds. 16.5 minutes gone in this third quarter, and I see Dylan Lang running water today. He's obviously that other player that's come out of the side for Carroll and Cock to come back in. As the ball gets thrown back in, and Haskett gets a tap across to that. We just spoke of him. Cock gets a handball, some sort of handball across. Comes to Proud. He runs inside 50. Goes short, looking for Butcher. Goes over the top, beats everyone, and it's goal. This Myponga are in front. At the 17-minute mark, Myponga go to...
Beachside Bedding next to Habra Pharmacy is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, AH Beard and Adriatic Slumber. Mary and her team at Beachside Bedding also offer a beautiful range of locally made Fluorio furniture. Beachside Bedding offers free delivery and old mattress removal, and it's open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Habra. Always competitive on price with real product knowledge. Beachside Bedding.
Just trying to organise themselves up here now. You can see the fingers going everywhere to make sure men are picked up and what's going on. So back in the centre, up they go. We've got a game on here now. Come straight out there. Come straight around to Kennedy. Kennedy can't get away.
That's too high.
Turns around, goes off. He quickly plays on. Kicks this ball up to the lead player coming out, and that's what you do. Turn around and pick them all out. Get it in quick, get it in fast, and make the player lead to you, and Justin Whitford gets up.
Hasn't Kennedy just burst out the centre about the last 3 centre bounces? It's starting to be a real problem there for it. Caused Willunga some real headaches in the middle.
Just where's he going to put this? We're looking right behind. This one needs to just hang it all up. No, it's hanging, but it's all right.
That's a goal.
Yep, curled up. Thought it might have started to move, but it didn't. So
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 161 Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
At this centre bounce because he just went to the bench, and the ball comes down here to Rennie, runs onto it. Gilbert attacks him with the body, and Kelly went in at that one and got player in the high. He comes out here to Redden. Redden goes to Altus, and Altus will play on, go deep inside 50. Good spoil over the top from Hedger. Ball spills to Chalmers, comes to Proud. Altus tries to give him one as he goes through. And comes to Carroll. Carroll's well tackled, and umpire says he got a handball out. Comes across to Butcher. Butcher will go on the left boot. And how does he go fair on the left boot?
Just as bad as he does on the right.
Not much different than the right. It goes through for one behind. Myponga go to 5 goal 4. They lead Willunga 3 goal 5. So 11-point leaders on the FPAG scoreboard.
Quickly brought in by Willunga, and they spot up and find the player in Sam Tregenza. Tregenza still in the inner 50. goes out. Now he picks up to the wing, goes out looking for the big boys, can't come over. Shervington can't get to it, picked up there by Proud, I reckon, goes forward, up and down, comes up nearly a mark, comes around Mills, he gets dragged out, didn't really have the ball, and the umpire will see it that way also. Handball's quickly over, goes to Redden. Redden now drives the ball up to the wing, up again. Colwell goes up. Spoil comes in, almost over the fence then. And he turns around, there's a no return for that ball if it gets over that fence. And it turns around and a boundary throw in. Up here to the, just forward of the wing, more of attacking zone part here for Willunga though. They need to really try to get one if they can. Up they go, goes back down, comes around, straight around to Myponga Sellicks, kick smothered, comes to Bass. Bass quickly handballs over, goes around there, that one there, too high, and that one there will go around into Meagle, I reckon. Yep, Sam Meagle with the ball. He's still on that position where the boundary was, so throw in, so they haven't progressed up. Now he goes up, inside 50, goes out, up and down, goes up, good grab in front by Jukers, and he turn around. This will still be a tough kick for him. He'll be kicking into this breeze.
Beautiful kick, the one before though.
Yeah, he was a lot closer and he was more in front. This one's probably got the breeze right in his face, so if you kick it up, it'll probably start to knock it down. So normally a reliable kick. Like I said, with this wind coming, if the drop's not right, you could get caught out. So in he comes. Jukers got himself one, lines up, puts this ball up. Ball goes right across, which is unusual. Turn around, stayed against that breeze. Through for a minor score. FPX scoreboard, they go to 3 goals, 6 on the FPA scoreboard to 5-4.
All right, Sampson drops the mark on the kick in, comes to Burdett. Burdett handballs across to Cowell. Cowell dodges one, goes short over the head of a teammate there. Hits Aldous on the chest. Comes to Clark. Clark clears to Gilbert. Gilbert will run onto this one, and he'll go short down the wing to Whitford. Justin Whitford, that is, I think. And Whitford will go back and comes down looking for Jaden Scott. Can't hit him on the chest, but ball spilled here to Brown. Brown comes across to Meagle, and Meagle takes a saving mark here for Willunga on the half-back flank. Shields his eyes from the sun as we goes long down the wing looking for play, but Whitford over the top. It's Luke Whitford. Gets called to play on, breaks the tackle, almost stumbles, gets a quick kick across, comes here to Cock. Cock picks it up and goes wide here looking for, well scored across the top from Scott. Scott comes to Haskett. Haskett goes to Redden. Redden gets around both of them and does well on the right boot. Player can't take the mark there. Comes here to Kempster. Kempster comes across to Kennedy, and Sam Kennedy, that is, takes a mark here from Myponga, trying to get some players moving for him, and no one seems to really moving that hard at the moment. Comes down here and Scott takes a strong mark. He goes short to Redden. Redden will try and find a teammate here. Comes across to the middle to Burdett. Burdett makes him stretch, but takes the mark. Burdett goes short here to Hutchins. Still defensive side of centre, and Hutchins will go long down here looking for over the head of Shervington, and Lee takes a mark. Goes down long, and almost a one-handed mark. No, umpire says that he got held, and that's going to be Williams for Willunga. Maddock Williams with his first touch of the day. And he's going to line up for
Ian. Reserves player. He was the one they were struggling to get in on the team sheet.
And he's going to try and go back for his first of the day. Drops the ball, and that's a beautiful kick. And that evens things up here on the FPA score.
Don't be the next victim of a home invasion.
Pull over. Let's rob this joint.
Great Southern Security will install a home security system with monitored alarm to protect your home or business. They also provide CCTV, mobile patrols, cash transit, event security, and a text and tag service.
Looks like this place has got its own secretary.
What do you mean, secretary?
That sign.
You idiot, that's security. This place has got an alarm.
Visit grade7security.com.au.
Heading into there now, back in the centre. Up they go, turns around, gets up, Shervington can't get to it, comes back down, Myponga get it out, comes around, straight into Whitford. Whitford can't get out for it, and the umpire comes in for another throw up. So it goes back in the centre, it goes. Shervington gets up, Myponga gets another player up they go, comes out, pushes over, picks up beautifully. Kick goes over, and that's a poor disposal there, comes out here and finds Hoke for Willunga now, goes up and he's kicked one over and Whitford's dropped it and he's almost done a hip in, turns around, Shervington gets it, goes over, up to centre half forward, up they go, comes to ground, who can get in here for Willunga, out they break and Dukas gets it over, straight over to Rennie goes forward, turns around, was too short, wouldn't have been a mark anyway, goes over there, Myponga Sellicks trying to hold this up. And they're on the forward flank here for a ball up on the clubroom side. There's a bit of shoving going around, and there might be a kick to Myponga Sellicks here. No. Umpire's just having a chat. Player's still down. He's got one in the face, I reckon. And it's blood rule, so one player's coming off, but not the one I thought, it's the one behind. So the one that's got it up's got the bits, but yeah, and they wait to interchange again, which is ridiculous. These players, Colwell comes back on, they know the blood rule's immediately coming on, they still wait till they get there. Up they go, Shervington can't get to it, Myponga Sellicks gets the ball, out they come, into the sun there, goes over, comes to McDonald can't get it, quickly picked out through there, and that one there was Gilbert for Myponga, goes right up into full forward, running up, Willunga got held onto, swings the ball around, and he turns around and he'll get a free kick for being held onto for tagged on. Player didn't need to grab him. That one there was Jaden Scott, but yeah, so he comes up here now. Handball goes back over to Hoke. Hoke gets over, comes in the centre. Up the top it goes, comes out quickly. Handball by Aldous. Aldous straights around onto there into his running player in Hoke. Goes out wider, and there's Clark gets it and repels it from Myponga. Up he goes, dropped it down there. Don't need to do that. Comes out quickly, picked all up. Goes over to Burdett, gets it, he'll use it, pushes it all up, not quite around here. Looks like Shervington can't get to it. Handball goes out and handball goes over the boundary line. Could have almost got that one as a free kick because he handballed it, although it might have been touched
over the line.
Touched just over, but yeah, bounced back. I think he just got to it, so back they go in. Shervington goes up to it, can't get it. Beautifully tacked up by Redden, took it all out, goes around quickly to Hoke. Hoke goes forward, out they go, there goes the body out there, and the umpire said you shepherd him out running for the ball. Free kick there against Anthony Kempster, and it goes to the Daniel Lee for Willunga. Centre half forward, can't be much left in this one.
No, it can't be too much time.
Yeah, mind you, they've kicked the goals, haven't they? There goes there, so 28-17 is the score then. So the time, goes on to there. So at half time here we have Myponga Sellicks reversing it around here. They finished up with 5 goals 4 to 4 goals 5 to Willunga. So we turn around. We've got the half-time hub coming up, so we'll wait for that one to there. We'll go over, so we'll prepare ourselves up for that one. This is 90.1 Happy FM, Great Southern Footy, match of the round, on air and YouTube.
Do you want instant cash? Drop off your deposit bottles and cans and scrap metal today at South Coast Recycling and Scrap Metals depots in Victor Harbour, Goolwa and Yankalilla. South Coast Recycling and Scrap Metals depots offer undercover drop-off facilities, and the Goolwa depot is open 7 days a week. To see opening times, the latest prices and the items that can be dropped off for recycling, visit southcoastrecycle.com.au. Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 161 Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
Let's talk about your new shed. You want it tough. You want it to look good. You want it to last for years. You want Sellicks Vs, the experts in design and construct. If you can dream the shed, they can build the shed. Dream it, design it, build it. with Shedex Fluorio. From initial design through to finished construction, your project is in trusted hands with Shedex Fluorio. Quality workmanship and experience you can trust. ShedXFluorio.com.au.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sale options, and they also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fluorio. They're in your field.
Happy FM's Halftime Hub, brought to you by FP Ag. We're in your field. A Current Affair with Ian Wright.
Kevin Curran, OAM. Did Julie get one?
Not yet.
Why not? Why, Julie?
She probably deserves it more than I do, because she's the one that's had to do all the work that no one sees, really.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's been one of the problems with these things. That a lot of the time the people that make the biggest noise sometimes get those type of accolades, and the ones that don't. You see a lot of that with football clubs, you know, they're the blokes that are out there doing all the hard work, emptying the bins, doing all those sort of things. They don't get anything.
Yeah. I do the bins here.
Yeah, do you? I do. You're getting something.
It's part of the gig.
I don't think anyone would say you don't deserve it.
Yeah. No. Well, I think from what I know about the background of you, Kevin, we met years ago in the old 5MU days.
We did, yeah.
You know, you were behind him then. Tell me, Julie, about the score service. Kevin would be on 5MU and you'd be rattling around getting scores, not just for the radio, but some of the papers as well.
I used to when he was first secretary, we used to put them in the Sunday Mail every week, and it was. He was still umpiring at that stage, and he would go off umpiring, and I'd take the kids to football or whatever. But I'd come home after as soon as football finished, and they'd all ring the scores into me.
Yeah.
And I'd write them down by hand, of course, and then I'd ring the Sunday Mail by 6:30 or 7 o'clock. You had to ring the Sunday Mail to get the scores in for the next day. We did that for quite a few years. I can't remember how many, but a lot of years.
And that's a lot of scores, a lot of writing.
And then Kevin would have
a lot of writing, because you had to do it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Bring up 5MU with it afterwards.
Yeah.
Kevin did the 5MU bit. That was his department. I'd just give him the scores.
So here we are recording this in 2023. What sort of sport are you involved with now, Julie, and in what capacity?
Probably, I'd have to say tennis. Tennis is the biggest sport I'm involved with, out at the Back Valley Tennis Club.
You still play?
I still try and play the odd set every week.
Yeah.
And we play out there socially, Tuesdays, Fridays, and they play Saturday as well. But I go to football on Saturday, and I was secretary out there for 9 years, from 1985 to 94, and I've been president out there since 2001.
And you still enjoy it, obviously.
Until now, and currently.
Currently, netball. You're still involved with netball?
I haven't been involved with netball for quite a while. I started playing netball when I was 12. Netball was only just starting in those days, in the late 50s.
Right.
And I played netball before the clubrooms were built down there. I suppose my claim to fame I played in Encounter Bay's first A-grade premiership team in 1970. And I think they've only won 2 or maybe 3. They won another one in the 90s.
They're missing you, Julie, they're missing you.
But I had to give up. I stopped playing when I was about 28. I think Ian was little one, and I had quite an injury on my ankle out of playing at Mount Compass, and I came down and tore all the ligaments, and I never actually played another game. I had it x-rayed and stayed out for a while, but I couldn't come back these days, with all the treatments, I would have been able to get going again.
It's all changed. It's amazing what they can do and how quickly they can do it for the athletes.
Oh, yeah, true. So
messed her hip up with it because she's had a hip replacement.
I don't know whether it was caused from that, but yeah, I still like the Encounter Bay Netball Club. And I'd love to see them. I'd like to see them doing well, but I haven't been physically involved with them. Really, for quite a few years, I just keep an eye on what's happening.
Could you have imagined, like as we speak, could you have imagined back in the day, as the situation is now, with ladies playing football as they do now in the Great Southern Footy League, the women and the AFL, etc.?
I never ever really thought that would happen.
Probably never thought of it. Period.
I didn't even. It wasn't even a consideration.
Yeah.
No.
And your thoughts?
No, I wouldn't have played.
No,
but not for me. I decided that football. I love watching it.
Yeah.
And for those that enjoy it, I think it's good on them, and I hope they all do well. But I couldn't see myself as a footballer.
Okay.
She was a rough, tough fullback in netball, though.
In netball?
Yeah, I did play goalkeeper.
Ever played ice hockey? That's tough.
Yeah, I don't even show a bit of, I don't know if I'll get away with that now.
Yeah. Now, Kev, we've mentioned football, of course, cricket. You ever been a bowler?
For bowls?
Bowls. You play bowls?
I played night bowls about 3 times.
So you weren't real good at it?
Well,
you gave up too early?
I gave up too early. Just had to hit the straps.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I've had a couple of social games of bowls, and it's okay.
Yeah.
What I did enjoy, ever done 10-pin bowling in your time?
Very little. I know. No, I'm not. No.
I used to do a lot of it, though.
Kevin did it.
I enjoyed it. I'd done it for yonks, but great game. Good fun inside.
I reckon the first game you play after a long break, you do okay. After that, it's like golf. That's
like golf. Yeah, amazing. Now, what I should mention, I mentioned the OAM, and obviously congratulations in a belated fashion, Kevin, but you're both in the Hall of Fame. Recently put into the Great Southern Footy League Hall of Fame. What did that mean to you, Julie?
I consider it to be a great honour. I wasn't expecting it.
Complete surprise?
It was. I was very surprised. Very surprised. Very humbling. That is.
Yeah.
All the work, the things that you do, you don't ever think of any rewards at the end of it. You do it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm very honoured.
As you should be. And I think of the 42, I think it was, thereabouts, people inducted into the Hall of Fame, there were about 3 or 4 ladies. Is that about right?
Yes, 3. I think there was at least 2 others, I think, that I can think of.
Yeah, well, 2 plus 1 is 3.
3. Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. And Kev, you're obviously honoured to be in there as well.
Oh, yes. I mean, as you say, you do it because that's a job that you're doing. Yeah. And these things come along, well, it's nice to have them.
Yeah. Okay, now you've been calling footy on Happy FM, Great Southern Radio, since 1994. Day one up in that Brown Hill, wasn't it, the location?
Browns Hill, yes.
And of course the studio back then, the whole operation from day one initially was, a caravan on the hill?
Caravan on the hill.
A lone brick mobile phone for the local taxi drivers. Yeah, Julie knows all about that. And pretty dark and cold up there at night time.
It was the darkest place I've ever been to. Up there, and I suppose what you're coming along to ask is...
You're going to tell me anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, Julie was up there with me on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
I think it was about the first Saturday night we ever went up there, but we used to broadcast the football into a mobile phone.
A brick?
A brick,
yeah.
And the mobile phone weighed about a tonne.
Yeah, like a mighty piece of brick.
Yeah, Anyway, you had to sit up in this caravan up on top of Browns Hill, I think it was called at that stage.
Yeah, Brown Hill, yeah.
And they said, you can't knock off before 11:45. Yeah. And so Julie came up and thought, oh God, this is going to be a long stint. It was about 7 o'clock, I think. I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to fill in the rest of the night? And Julie said, well, what if someone else turns up?
You're thinking it's Buckley's show.
She said, well, no one's going to turn up. I said, I can tell you that. There'll be no one else here. And she said, oh, well, that's all right. If no one turns up, it should be okay. So things are going along, and it must have been about 10, 11 o'clock. The door opened. Julie screams out and says, "Whoa, what's going on?" It was a taxi driver come to get his phone.
I think I told you the other day, that reminds me of a story similar, back in the day of bricks, or no, before they had mobile phones. Peter Toot Motors, etc., who's still with us. Peter would go to the local Victor Cinema with his wife to see a movie, and if there was an urgent RAA call out, people knew to ring the theatre. Somehow they knew he was there, and they'd flash it up on the screen, RAA service required. He'd have to nick off, and then when he finally got home, his wife would fill in the details of the movie. So, some funny stories over the years. But so calling footy on Happy FM, Great Southern Radio since 1994. That's a great effort, great stint. Of course, your partner in crime these days is Trevor Pryor, good mate with
Trevor Pryor, yeah. And another funny story about Julie and Trevor Pryor. She knows him pretty well.
Here we go. Yeah.
When we were going out together on a Saturday night, Trevor.
So you and Trevor?
No, yeah.
Julie and
I.
Right.
Trevor some of the time.
Yeah.
Because the night boy, he had a bed. If you're on late shift, you get the bed down and make it.
Not too much detail there, Julie, please. This is a family show.
He didn't have to, but yeah. So that's a standing joke, because I used to, when Trevor was on night shift, he would come in and I'd have his bed down before I left.
Well, you've been mates for a long time, yourself and Trev. He's a good man. He's part of our commentary team. So what are your plans for the future? You going to give this up one day and do some travel, or what do you want to do?
Well, she keeps telling me that it's time we gave it up, but...
That's you he's talking about. Yeah.
But I hear from you that we've got no one else to do.
You blame me.
So it's your fault, I think.
I like him have the interest. Yeah, I'd like him to have a couple of weeks off here and there so that we can go away somewhere for
as Kevin knows, we are working on it, and that's the thing. It is hard getting, as we said, volunteers. It's even harder when it's a specialist sort of thing, like calling the footy or somebody presenting a jazz program. You've got to have the passion, the knowledge, and the skill, and that's not easy to find. So we're working on it. We don't want to burn you out, Kev.
No, well, it's not something that's burning me out.
And I don't want it to wreck your marriage after all these years.
That's probably what it's doing at the moment.
So how many years married now, Julie?
53.
53,
yeah.
You deserve another medal.
I'll agree with that.
Well, it's been terrific talking to you today, and on behalf of everybody at 90.1 Happy FM, both the radio audience and the YouTube audience with the footy as well, thank you, and we wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Very good.
Happy FM's Halftime Hub, brought to you by FP Ag. We're in your field.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sale options, and they also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fleurieu. They're in your field. Don't be the next victim of a home invasion.
Pull over. Let's rob this joint.
Great Southern Security will install a home security system with monitored alarm to protect your home or business. They also provide CCTV, mobile patrols, cash transit, event security and a test and tag service.
Looks like this place has got its own secretary.
What do you mean, secretary?
That sign.
You idiot, that's security. This place has got an alarm.
Visit greatsouthern.security.com.au.
With over 180 years of farming family know-how behind us, ProStock Livestock will help you with all your livestock needs. ProStock will get you the best price for your livestock when buying or selling, and will even help you muster and transport them. Wherever you are across the Fleurieu Peninsula or anywhere in South Australia, we'll offer you the highest quality, professional yet personal service. So give ProStock Livestock a call to discuss your needs today. Visit us online at prostock.com.au.
Beachside Bedding next to Habra Pharmacy is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, AH Beard and Adriatic Slumber. Mary and her team at Beachside Bedding also offer a beautiful range of locally made Fluorio furniture. Beachside Bedding offers free delivery and old mattress removal and is open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Habra. Always competitive on price with real product knowledge. Beachside Bedding.
Thank you very much for that, Tony, back there. And yeah, the boys are just breaking up now. So we'll go quickly through the goal scorers. For Myponga Sellicks, they're all singles. We have Levi Proud, Thomas Carroll, Justin Whitford, Jaden Scott and John Butcher. And for Willunga, it's the same there. Daniel Lee, Danny Dukers, Maddock Williams and Cameron Hutchins. Scoreboard was correct, 34-30, with Myponga Sellicks 5-4 to Willunga 4-6, isn't it? 4-5, sorry. So it turns around, goes onto there, and the players are breaking up. So 4-point game here, and of course this is what we probably expected. Last year they met in the preliminary final at Strathalbyn. It finished up Myponga storming home and to lose out by 1 point. So it'll be the secret here. Umpire holds the ball aloft here, underway for the third quarter. I mean, this will be the test to see what that can happen out here for Willunga, kicking with the wind. Up and down it goes, comes straight out. Goes straight out to there, and Kennedy for Myponga goes up to centre half forward. Over the back goes Hutchinson, I reckon, goes out, comes straight up, back onto there, juggling bounce, goes over, handball comes out to Haskett. Haskett runs in, drives up, kicks this ball up into the spot, goes over the back, touch that goes over, and he turns around and it falls through for a minor score only to Willunga. They quickly in, they go to 4 goals, 6 now to 5-4 on the FPA scoreboard, and they still do not have that full forward set up there.
And Haskett's been running up and down the wing on his own, unchecked most of the game. Rennie gets a quick kick across, but only as far as Ogilvie, the Myponga captain, takes a defensive mark. He goes short, looking for Ben Kennedy up in front, and takes a good mark at the second grab. Wheels around onto that left boot, goes long and low into the wind, looking for Whitford, can't find him. Redden spins out of one into another, gets a handball though, goes back in and under and gets it again. In the meantime, the umpire says that somebody's tried to kick that one off the ground, and we have a free kick here to
Randy,
Scott.
Scott,
Lachlan Scott, that is. Goes long, looking for Lee. Lee comes out, takes a strong mark in front of Hedger there, read that one to perfection, and he'll go back and have a shot to wrestle the lead back for Willunga.
Yeah, this is what they've got to do here. They've got to make full use of this. It's been worth easy 5 goals, we said before. Myponga did that in that last quarter, but honestly, to be confident, Willunga need to kick at least 5 this quarter.
Yeah, you would think that at least that.
There's one.
Gives them back the lead.
FP Ag, the name you can trust for all your farm needs. FP Ag Rural Supplies has the knowledge and know-how to help you improve your production with expert agronomy advice for your pastures, hay production and broadacre cropping, fertiliser advice and spreading, animal health strategies, fencing needs, expert viticultural advice, livestock sale options, and they also offer an on-farm delivery service. FP Ag, with 5 fully stocked branches across the Fluorio. They're in your field.
They need to make big inroads here to then put the pressure back on the other team. Up they go. Nobody really gets it. Smashed out forward there by Myponga. Proud can't get it up. Picked up beautifully into there by Chalmers. Chalmers goes out. Goes deep though. Comes out through the player. Running over the back out there defensively is Scanlon. Scanlon goes up. He gets wrapped up. He goes over the boundary line trying to get it. He's hitting it.
And
he's
holding the ball.
for holding the ball. There's that old adage, if you wait until you get a bit of a call and a lag and then make it try to look like you go helping, thumping the ball, you'll get caught.
And he just wanted to get that one over the line,
He
didn't
tried that,
hoping
it didn't happen, so he laid there, and of course, you know, like you've got to make a movement right from the beginning, and the umpire will be lenient to you. But
tough kick, this one.
Yeah. So we've got over to you. Who is it?
Scott.
Scott, is it? Oh, slammed it into the point post. So turn around, goes up. So they get a minor score only. They go now to 5 goals, 5 on the FPA scoreboard to 5 goals, 7 to Willunga.
McDonald brings this one back in, goes long down to the centre again, up looking for Shervington. He can't mark, comes to Hutchins, goes through his hands. Proud trying to pick it up there with Spinks. No one can get a hand on this. Comes out here goes through the legs of Lee. Dukers runs onto it. Whoa, slips but gets through both of them. Wheels around onto his left. Comes up here looking for Williams. Williams doesn't read that one well. Comes across here to Sampson. He breaks one. Breaks another. Can't get through that one. The second one. Kempster's handball smothered by Cowell. And goes out wide here to Kennedy. But now we've got a downfield free kick. And that was a little jumper punch in the guts there, I reckon, Trevor. Player's still down on the ground. He's lucky probably he's still out in the field after that one. Anyway, ball goes down here for Myponga. Goes to a contest. Goes over the boundary line. But and out of bounds on the half forward flank here for Myponga. Whitford can't get taps it over the back, comes here to Scott. Scott squeezes a handball through to Rennie, gets it back, goes down deep only as far as Ogilvie, who reads that one well off the pack, and he comes back into the middle here to Kempster, who's recovered from that whatever happened there out on the half back flank. He goes in the middle to Kelly. Kelly takes a mark here just shy of the centre, and he'll try and drive this one long down here looking for Whitford, and that's a good mark or free kick, take your pick, we'll count it as a mark. And he handballs, plays on, goes to Sampson, and Jackson Sampson can't hit the scoreboard. Ball comes off hands and goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Deep in attack here for Myponga, who are looking to register their first. They haven't kicked one yet into the breeze, but they're doing a fair bit of the attacking at the start of this third quarter, even though Willunga are the team who have kicked a major for this quarter. Comes in here, Butcher gets a tap down, only as far as Spinks. He dribbles one through, and they've got that goal that they so desperately needed against the breeze.
Beachside Bedding next to Habra Pharmacy is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, AH Beard and Adriatic Slumber. Mary and her team at Beachside Bedding also offer a beautiful range of locally made Fluorio furniture. Beachside Bedding offers free delivery and old mattress removal, and is open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Habra. Always competitive on price with real product knowledge. Beachside Bedding.
Good 3 or 4 goals that in, like I said. So as I said, this here they call it the championship quarter. Who really wants to put the work into it? Up they go. Comes out there by Bass. Bass goes around, quickly pick up there by Scott. Scott goes up, goes forward, goes around into it, picked up by Brown. Brown in the back line now, goes out wide, finds Bass. Big ruckman has to go down, smashes it back over, finds this player out wider on the wing, goes up. And I do not like the way Willunga are set up in their forward lines. They are small. And they turn around and it goes over it, and they've turned around a bit. Mypongas have got themselves plugged into there, and they're staying put, and they repel it once again. Up to the wing, up and down it goes, turns around, quickly pushed out through there, goes out wider, goes straight back out, comes around to Myponga, goes up, that goes over, comes around to Bass. No, it's for Shervington. Shervington puts the ball up there now. There it goes. Now they're trying to get back there, Willunga. Should have been back there to start with. They turn around, pressure put on, and Myponga force it over the boundary line in the forward pocket. So I said, Willunga are just not playing smart football in their forward lines with the breeze and down that wind side. Up it goes. Comes out though. Shervington can't get it out. Out it comes out to Aldous. To Meagle. Meagle can't get it. Turns around, gets it all down, drops it on his boot, on his boot. Got it away, Trevina get it, and he was paid that, I'm sure, So the attempt was okay, and the central umpire retrieves the ball for a ball up on the forward flank. Up they go. Shervington can't get it out. Puts it all out. Robbed and taken out of him there quickly there by Hutchins. Hutchins couldn't break away though. And he turns around. It's going to be a free kick against him though. And it's coming around to Trevina. Trevina on that back flank comes inside. Goes around. Finds his player in there. And that's Hedger. So.
Trying to eat up some time here.
Hedger with it. Goes off. Yep, loses off, turns around, Lee tries to get to him, goes out and finds his player out, who turns around, plays off with Myponga, goes up in the wing, finds his player out further, that one goes over there, Kennedy, to Sampson, Sampson goes off, handball's off, kick goes up and down, umpire said, no, you use your legs, then didn't mark it, so it's a free. Goes up right now into the pockets, that's front on, that should be a free kick against Mills, and it will be, and it was a free kick to Myponga Sellicks.
Johnny Butcher.
Right in the forward pocket. Oh, we've said it before. Close your eyes and see what happens. This is there.
Oh, this is the tough ones. He kicked one of these a couple of weeks ago at McLaren, and one of the best kicks you ever see. So
I think he did one of them at Myponga too. I reckon I've seen him go onto there tight, but like I said, there is a wind here this time, so
it's an extremely tough kick.
Yep, it is. Like I said, they go and it could be tight, and there she goes. That goes out and goes back into the centre, which you think would have been done. So quickly out there. Willunga picked the ball up, series of handballs, comes out, misses him, and that will be out, untouched because there's a handball, it'll be a free kick to Myponga. Carroll's got no idea what's going on. He's saying, well, what? He turns around. Handball over the line, untouched, is the free kick. Same as if it's off of a kick and it's untouched. So Carroll now comes in for Myponga, drives us in up, hangs it all up, drifting back, too close though, goes through for a minor score. So Myponga Sellicks are doing all the attacking now at the moment. They go to 6 goals 6 on the FPA scoreboard to 5-7.
And McDonald will do the kicking in duties again here for Willunga. He's going to come out to the top side, which is generally the scoring side here, coming down, kicking into with the breeze. Comes across to Rennie. He's beautifully tackled and can't get a kick away, but umpire calls play on, but goes to advantage. Comes out here to Trevina, can't pick it up. Well done by Scott, but he goes long down here, but there's only green and gold jumpers, and Spinks is just going to let this one go, and we should have a free kick. Yes, we will have a free kick, and it's brought back into play here. It comes across the ground to Ogilvy down the middle, which is dangerous, but Sam Kennedy gets a handball out here to Whitford. Whitford will go now down the middle to Gilbert. He's well sport by Redden. Comes across to Whitford. He goes back to Spinks. Spinks will go down the wing to Ben Kennedy, and Kennedy will take a mark in front of the scoreboard here. Wheels around onto that left boot again. Down to Trevina, and Trevina will mark on the 50. And I'm not sure why they thought it was a free kick. There was certainly, I didn't see a free kick there. I don't know about you, Trev. And Trevina passes beautifully to Spinks, and Spinks will go back and line up for goal from about 35 metres out on a pretty tough angle. We saw the kick from Butcher drift across before. It's pretty tough from down that bottom side today to kick goals.
Yep, so we wait for him to line up. At least he can have his time going. He's kicked one this quarter already. He's put it down along
Can't
the bottom.
dribble this one through.
Yeah, along the bottom. Goes upper ground here. The umpire's moving.
No.
Moves too much.
And the FPA scoreboard, Myponga make it an even 6-point lead now. They go to 6 goals 7, Willunga 5 goals 7.
And 12 minutes into this third quarter, they come off. They come to the clubroom side, goes out, finds his mark out through there, and that one's onto the chest there of Lachlan Scott. Scott plays up, hangs out the clubrooms. Right, it goes up over there, top up and down, comes up, Brown gets it. Umpire said spoil was too high, came over the head and comes back here to Myponga and Anthony Kempster. Anthony Kempster. Sherving to make contact above the arm and across the head, so he's grey the free. He's on the wing, drives up clubroom side, straight up. There's a body goes out by Butcher, turns around, can't get up to it, comes back out there, and he turned around, and at the moment there, is Whitford gets wrapped up.
Strength there from Butcher. He took on 2 of them. They both went to ground. He stood up.
He's sturdy in the body. I suppose when you play at that level, you strengthen up really well, don't you? Quickly, handball goes out, straight over there out now to Willunga. Willunga goes over there to Daniel Lee. And if you look at the Willunga forward line, there's basically nobody there. That is not smart football when you're playing with the wind. So the ball gets thumped over the boundary line now, back in Myponga's attacking pocket for a boundary throw-in. I just can't understand it. They need a tool back in there. No good them going up to there and having the players come out into it. So it goes up into now. Goes around Willunga now. Gets the ball up. Now they get caught out. Myponga there have got 4 players back to 2, so they've
now
got,
he kicks this long and he's got no one here to kick to.
That's exactly right. Comes back inside. Myponga, they can just soccer this forward. It's going to be a race out there. Goes up there. Myponga got there. He had one intention, was to smash it over the line, which he did defensively, and that is bad setup play by Willunga there, and they are not playing this ground smartly. Ball comes back in, goes straight around, comes out there, and now they find the play of Ryan Kelly. Kelly's on the back flank, coming on the clubroom side. He goes inside, finds his player out there, and he finds his player in Anthony Kempster. Kempster goes out wide still. Here they spot him all up, goes off. He goes out, gets dragged down late, straight up on the forward flank. Trevina comes out, goes around, goes up, he gets tackled, comes over, straight around onto there, turn around, he's going to go Bask, turns around, just gets a kick out to it, goes out there, and that one goes onto the chest there of Daniel Lee, and he marks it.
Well, his ankle got caught under then when the player went to spoil, and he looks in a little bit of pain there, but he's going to have a shot for goal, so he won't want to give that one up.
Yeah. I don't know
whether he can take the kick or not. He might not be able to take the kick.
He's not going to. He's got to come off to get attention, which you have to. You can't just stand there anyway and say, I'm no good. The umpire say, well, you're standing here, you've got to take it.
He's certainly limping all the way off.
Yeah, at least moving. It's a good sign when you can do that, even though a bit of pain, but a bit going on. So the ball's set up here, and it's in the hands of, I reckon it could be Rennie, isn't it?
It is.
So Sam Rennie, he kicked a few last game they played, hasn't got on the scoreboard so far, so this will be interesting. He's gone right back. He'll kick from just on the 50 metre line, which we know is not 50 metre. Goes off, he kicks outside of that, hangs it up. As you can see, that looks pretty good. That was well and truly over. So he said that goes through.
Memories of those special moments in life can sometimes fade over time. Preserve those special memories by having your old VHS tapes, movie films or slides transferred to DVD or USB. Phone Steve Adams Video Services now on 0403 744 666 or check out the weekly classified ad in the Flurio Sun. Steve Adams Video Services will also live stream weddings, funerals, conferences and seminars. In fact, any special event. Steve Adams Video Services, for all things video.
In the middle now. Whitford and Bass go up. Bass gets a tap down. Ben Kennedy runs onto it. Handball's out to Justin Whitford. He breaks a tackle, gets a quick kick around, straight into the face there of Haskett. He's gone down. And play it. Well, umpire said he didn't dispose of that one correctly. And we have a free kick to Willunga in the centre of the ground. And this is the man who just kicked the last goal in Rennie. He handballs across to Haskett. He's recovered from that falcon in the face. And comes here he finds Cowell as Ogilvy this time's gone down with an ankle injury. Just seemed to trip on the ground there. Hutchins almost out of bounds, right on the boundary line, kicks it into the teeth of goal. Here's Kennedy, goes around a circle, goes out wide. Is this going to beat the players over the line? Jack Redden goes to ground, and well picked up by Gilbert, who kept his feet. He goes long down the line. It's only red and white jumpers there, but Spinks is the only one there for Myponga, and all his teammates are behind him, so he's going to have to hold this one up and wait until someone is moving for him up forward. He goes long and high, looking for Butcher. Butcher up in front, can't take the mark, makes him spoil him though, and over the boundary line and out of bounds. Here we've gone nearly 18 minutes in this third quarter as the ball gets thrown back in. Butcher gets a big punch down looking for Proud. Proud runs onto it, can't grab it, taps it in front of himself, picks it up, handballs it across to Gilbert, or Chalmers that was. Chalmers trying to get hold of the ball. Gets a handball back into the middle. Looking for Butcher. Butcher handballs across to Kennedy. Can't pick that one up. Breaks a tackle. Grubbers a kick. And the luck's a fortune because that's hit Spinks on the chest. And Spinks will go back and line up for goal from about 25 metres out, almost directly in front, to give Myponga back the lead, or at least even things up.
Yep, important times this. Like I said, not looking good signs for Willunga with the breeze and struggling. So it was this revenge, sweet revenge coming up for Myponga Sellicks from last year. Still got another quarter to go. Spinks comes in, drives up, stabs at it. No worry, goal umpire does not move, so he turns around, he finishes up with...
Don't be the next victim of a home invasion.
Pull over. Let's rob this joint.
Great Southern Security will install a home security system with monitored alarm to protect your home or business. They also provide CCTV, mobile patrols, cash transit, event security and a test and tag service.
Looks like this place has got its own secretary.
What do you mean, secretary?
That sign.
You idiot, that's security. This place has got an alarm.
Visit greatsouthern.security.com.au.
Three-quarter time.
Certainly will. Go in.
And the ball up in the middle comes down to Dukers. Dukers gets a high and wide kick here. Trevino out-muscles Aldous there and goes out wide looking for Chalmers. He's pursued by Redden but takes a strong mark in front of him. And, well, shields his eyes from the sun. Been a problem all day. This, bathed in sunshine. Perfect day for football. And goes down long looking, but Rennie reads it well off the front of the pack. Well,
shove out.
A bit of a push out there.
They played them early, didn't they?
Umpire says that one, he not enough for a free kick that time, and Hedger claims the mark and is paid. Well, Kennedy almost marks that one. Comes across here to Burdett. He goes to Brown. Brown goes on the left to Shervington. Picks it up on the bounce. He goes across to Rennie. Rennie will go long and deep. Cowell running onto this one. And he takes a strong mark and plays on. Dribbles it through. And Willunga have the lead back.
Let's talk about your new shed. You want it tough. You want it to look good. You want it to last for years. You want Sellicks Fluorio, the experts in design and construct. If you can dream the shed, they can build the shed. Dream it, design it, build it with Sellicks Fluorio. From initial design through to finished construction, your project is in trusted hands with Sellicks Fluorio. Quality workmanship and experience you can trust. SellicksFluorio.com.au.
It's gone, so we start to head into the quarter. Time one just starts to tick up onto it. Goes up, goes over, gets straight off. Kick goes off, quickly off there, going into there. Goes off it quickly. Hedges gets it, kicks out for Myponga. Not real good though. Goes straight over to Jukas. Jukas goes out further. Goes out onto it. Goes up there. And it's a mark in the back lines there to Myponga. Now he goes off. Comes out clubbering. Bit of a floater, but he comes out and finds Butcher. Butcher handballs off into the centre. Finds his player. Steps back inside. Steps around. Comes back out. Goes back around. Goes onto it and goes up to it. Comes out with the ball. Comes over here. That's got to be high. Yep, in the back. In the back and over, and it comes out here now to Kennedy. Played for that one, knew that he was going to get the body, and he drew it. So Kennedy drives out now with the right foot, goes out up the top, over the top. Butcher tries to backhander it out, doesn't get away with it, comes out onto there, into the centre now, goes over, turns around, puts it all up, picked up there by Burdett. Burdett for Willunga, puts the ball up, centre half forward, goes over. Colwell overruns it, comes back out, comes back inside. Shervington gets under it, Kennedy gets it, throws it out, straight out there into the hands there of Hedger. Hedger goes forward, comes up, but picked up again, kicks over there, turns around, doesn't know what to do, goes on with it, turns around, picks up onto there. That one there was 24, wasn't it, Cameron Hutchins? Cameron Hutchins was under.
Let's talk about your new shed. You want it tough. You want it to look good. You want it to last for years. You want Sellicks Fluorio, the experts in design and construct. If you can dream the shed, they can build the shed. Dream it, design it, build it with Sellicks Fluorio. From initial design through to finished construction, your project is in trusted hands with Sellicks Fluorio. Quality workmanship and experience you can trust. ShetXFlurio.com.au.
Well, they might go into three-quarter time with their tails up.
Well, they have to, don't they?
And the ball back in the centre now. Butcher in ruck now. He's opposed to Shervington as it comes out to Dukers. He runs onto it. Comes to Kennedy. Kennedy gets squeezes a quick kick out, but only as far as Tregenza. Goes down. Sam Kennedy gets his hands on the ball. Can't take the mark. Comes to Trevina. Trevina to Hedger. Squeezes a little kick out. And well done there by Sampson to make a contest.
Hold the ball.
And the umpire didn't get a disposal away there. And Willunga will come up with a free kick here.
Bowley with it.
Bowley now plays on, drops a little kick into the hole. It almost looked like Clark had his hands on it first, then the Willunga player, and he almost got the second grab, but not quite. Comes to Cock. Cock will go out wide, trying to find Spinks.
Oh, what about
Ball gets a B-grade bounce, but Proud makes good of it. Comes back to Kelly. Kelly goes down here now to Whitford. Whitford, well done there by John Butcher. On the left, handballs on the left. Goes to Spinks. Spinks goes through a wall of them. Comes in deep looking for Scott, but Scott can't get the ball over the back of the pack. And Scanlon takes a mark here for Willunga. He goes out wide to Burdett. Burdett plays on. He's got a teammate running with him in Scott. Doesn't use him. Has a bounce. Goes out wide and finds Dukers. Dukers will look to handball over the top here. And running on there for Willunga was Scanlon. Comes down. Oh! Almost a big mark there from Rennie. Got up high at the back of the pack. Couldn't bring the ball down. And we'll have a ball up here just inside the 50-metre arc for Willunga as we cross nearly 25 minutes of this third quarter. So probably still 2 or 3, given the number of goals we've had, probably 2 or 3 minutes left. Ball's thrown up now. Comes to Trevina. He breaks a tackle but gets caught in the second one. Comes across to Cock. Cock will go on the left. He goes in and finds Whitford. And Whitford comes across the ground here to Kelly. Kelly's got Proud running for him. He'll go short, go to Proud.
Flank now?
No, can't quite. Well, he turns around and goes towards Spinks. Spinks takes a good mark over the back. Hoke not watching the ball that time. And Spinks takes his time. He knows there's only not long left in this quarter. Goes into the pocket and looking for Kelly. Can't get a kick away. And the umpire will penalise him for holding the ball. And Willunga will take a free kick through Altus on the half-back flank. He goes wide to Hoke. They need to try and get another 1 or 2 goals at least in this third quarter here, Willunga. Might be running out of time at this stage as they're short passing it around the back line. Called to play on now. Goes long down the line looking for Shervington, but getting in front was Whitford. Umpire will pay that one, and rightly so. And Willunga player's not happy with I don't know why he thinks he's going to get 25. He was the one doing the pushing. But anyway, Whitford goes across to Kennedy, who only goes as far as Scott. Scott will get called to play on. Goes to Redden in the middle. Goes back to Scott. Scott goes short to Rennie. Too far out to score probably. And he goes short and finds Lee. And Lee will go back with the man on the mark about 5 metres inside of the arc. So he'll kick from about 45 metres here. So distance with this breeze will not be a problem. Only the accuracy. And Lee has kicked 1 so far. Trying to add to his tally and give Willunga, help Willunga to go into 3/4 time with a little bit of breathing space. Comes in just outside the arc. Goes long.
Inside.
And he's got it. Willunga, they go to...
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 161 Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
Got themselves 2 up against it, so and Willunga are going to have to do the same. So Be interesting. Last quarter come up they go. Coming out, Shervington can't get it. Willunga quickly into attack again. Out the back it goes. Off the back it goes to the punch for Myponga. Goes back out, straight out into there, into Spinks. Spinks goes out. Make sure it goes across the boundary line between the forward pocket and forward flank. On the far side of the oval is there. That siren goes there at 28-18 this time. So it'll be interesting to say what we get for the last quarter. But at 3/4 time here we have the Myponga Sellicks side on 7-7 to the Willunga side on 9-8. So we'll quickly wrap up around it here. This is 90.1 Happy FM, Great Southern Footy, Match of the Round on air and YouTube.
Do you want instant cash? Drop off your deposit bottles and cans and scrap metal today at South Coast Recycling and Scrap Metals depots in Victor Harbour, Goolwa and Yankalilla. South Coast Recycling and Scrap Metals depots offer undercover drop-off facilities, and the Goolwa depot is open 7 days a week. To see opening times, the latest prices and the items that can be dropped off for recycling, visit southcoastrecycle.com.au.
With over 180 years of farming family know-how behind us, ProStock Livestock will help you with all your livestock needs. ProStock will get you the best price for your livestock when buying or selling, and will even help you muster and transport them. Wherever you are across the Fleurieu Peninsula or anywhere in South Australia, we'll offer you the highest quality, professional yet personal service. So give ProStock Livestock a call to discuss your needs today. Visit us online at prostock.com.au.
Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies have over 40 years experience in mining and blending soils and organics. We're specialists in turf soils, landscaping and organic blends. Customised washed sands for horse arenas, sports grounds and building sands. We also have a large range of decorative stones, gravels, mulches and pine barks. From car trailers to all truckloads. Wholesale Quarry Direct. Mount Compass Quarry and Landscape Supplies, 86 Sandmine Road, Mount Compass. Open Monday to Friday 7am to 4pm and Saturday 7am to 11am. Phone 8556 8421. Memories of those special moments in life can sometimes fade over time. Preserve those special memories by having your old VHS tapes, movie films or slides transferred to DVD or USB. Phone Steve Adams Video Services now on 0403 744 666 or check out the weekly classified ad in the Fleurieu Sun. Steve Adams Video Services will also live stream weddings, funerals, conferences and seminars. In fact, any special event, Steve Adams Video Services. For all things...
That's that Tony back there in the studio. Yep, we have a game on here. We have ourselves that scoreboard as correct at 7-7 to 9-8. I'm one down onto there anyway. So, oh yeah, that last one I didn't put down, so I got caught out then. So, but yeah, no, it's going to be quite an even and good tussle here now, Ian, isn't it?
Certainly is now. Willunga, a lot to play for here. Home grand final next week. I think they played the last time there was a grand final at Willunga, and Counter Bay played Willunga, and Counter Bay were victorious on that occasion. So, or will Myponga get into their first grand final in this century?
Well, as I said, it'll be in the tester now. It'll be interesting to see whether Willunga have done enough work to it. They haven't really, in my mind, scored enough here to get up. So I'm suggesting that's probably they're going to find it tough to go up the hill, get the scores and going around. I didn't like the way they really played that quarter. They went defensive, and of course they had the wind and got out to it. Currently at the moment, goal kickers, we have for Willunga, Daniel Lee number 1 at 3 goals. 2 goals to Cameron Hutchins, and we've got singles to Danny Dukers, Sam Rennie, Job Colwell and Maddock Williams. And for Myponga Sellicks, we have multiple goal 1 tickers in Jake Spinks in 2, and singles to Levi Proud, Thomas Carroll, Justin Whitford, Jaden Scott and John Butcher. So the players are still in their huddle here, don't want to get out onto it. So who are you predicting, Ian? Who do you think you reckon might get up?
Well, you have to like Myponga. They're finishing with the breeze. Willunga's had 2 hard finals in a row, and I mean they've had a 1-point win and a 3-point win the last 2 weeks. Myponga beat had that 3-point win over Victor. Had some soul searching to do after a loss to McLaren last week, and you would expect them to really hit this last quarter hard. And coming home with the breeze, it was a similar margin than what we saw at quarter time, and at half time Myponga had the lead. So. I think Myponga might just have enough to get over this one. I don't think the lead might be quite big enough.
Yeah, I'm probably the same as you. I think it could be revenge. Myponga are only just breaking up, so they're certainly getting told in and getting their stories right here. So it'll be interesting to go on to it. I said all along the finals here have been tough and have been hard. So McLaren sitting there would be laughing a bit with it, but I personally think to come from 5th or 4th is going to be extremely tough, and that's what Willunga are trying to do out to here, and to turn around and said so. Has it been too tough for them to come up through it? We'll soon tell. We've got 1 quarter left. We are late starting here through the play that's occurred all through the final series so far. Only 1 week left, and like I said, the grand final at Willunga next Saturday. Turn around, the weather looks like it will also be quite nice and pleasant down there for that one too, so everything's going all right. The umpire looks around waiting for the crowd to get back onto the hill. He's looking into the sun shading it, and time will tell now, probably around about anything between probably the way it's going on, around about the 27-minute mark will be just about the full time, which is going to put us after 5 o'clock once again. So umpire holds the ball aloft. Timekeepers acknowledge it, comes back in to the centre, up she goes, up they goes, turns around, gets out to it. Willunga kick it out forward, first up to go into it, crashing through is Myponga, didn't really get the handball out, comes back over straight away into Haskett. Haskett goes forward, up and down, flicked over the back, goes out through by Lee. Lee goes out, turns around, Myponga under pressure, comes out, handballs over, comes around to Jukas. Jukas lines up and he misses, and that would have been a real heart starter to Willunga and a breakdown onto there. So they now go to 9 goals, 9 on the FPAG scoreboard, 7-7 to Myponga Sellicks.
Yeah, rule that off there for Myponga. Trevina drives the ball long towards the middle of the ground, comes to Redden, he goes backwards to Meagle. Meagle comes across the ground here looking for Haskett. He's got 2 against him, competes well, hits the ground and runs onto it, picks it up, goes long down, but at Trevina there on his own, plays on, well smothered there by Rennie, and Trevina's hurt himself in the process and comes back to Haskett. Haskett goes here to Jukas. No, it's Williams. Williams snaps around the corner and gives Willunga that breathing space they were looking for.
Beachside Bedding next to Habra Pharmacy is your local sleep specialist, featuring SA-made bedding from Sealy, AH Beard and Adriatic Slumber. Mary and her team at Beachside Bedding also offer a beautiful range of locally made Fluorio furniture. Beachside Bedding offers free delivery and old mattress removal, and is open Monday to Saturday at 295 Port Elliot Road, Habra. Always competitive on price with real product knowledge. Beachside Bedding.
So yeah, hopefully he'll be alright. He's just not coming out. Back in the centre, up she goes, Whitford gets it out, comes back to the ground again. Myponga now, get it all up, swing it forward. How they go forward, over the top it goes, into the arms there of Willunga. Goes out, Proud tries to get it up, can't get to it, smacked over the back, straight in the arms there of Rennie, I reckon it is. Goes out, goes forward, up and down, can't get to it. Comes out quick around to the Maddox of going there, the player that was into it last time. Spins in, drives back out, and he finds his player there in Sam Rennie. So Willunga certainly not going to let this one go. They're going to struggle and fight like heck, which they have to, because everything's going on. And I'll tell you what, just looking out here to these flags that here, it certainly has dropped away though, Ian. So it's
the trees, you can't see as much movement in the trees as what there was early on.
Well, these flags out here behind us, just out the front here, were going like mad, and they're just fluttering now. So it certainly has dropped away, so it makes the Willunga's job just a slight bit easier. In he goes, drives this one up. Umpire's going to move over too much, and he signals that that's a minor score. Sam Rennie's kicked 1 goal 2. So on the FBAG scoreboard, they now go to 10-10 each to Myponga 7-7 on the FPA scoreboard.
As Hedger will bring this one in, goes short and dangerous. Carroll makes it look good though, takes a mark, plays on. Myponga seeming to want to play on at every opportunity at the moment. And being held onto there was Spinks. He's going to come up with a free kick. And
push up
chance now. They don't need to panic just yet, Myponga. And goes for Butcher, and Butcher's taken a mark. And Butcher will go back from about 15 metres out on a fairly acute angle. And what will he do with this, Trev? Does he go the drop punt? Does he go, around the corner on the left boot? Does he go the check side? What do you reckon he'll do?
He goes for the miracle bag. And as this Kane comes out and he says, abracadabra.
And he's gone with the check side.
Yep.
And he's put it through.
It's the only one that would probably work for him, and that's the one he's doing. So
puts my
Victor Tyre Power are your local one-stop shop for all tyres, wheels and batteries. Tyre Power are Australia's biggest independent tyre retailer, which means you get the power of a big range of the big brands, expert advice and lower prices.
Get the power of a local owner and operator.
Get the power of great service that keeps you coming back.
Get the power. Victor Tyre Power, 161 Hindmarsh Road, Victor Harbour.
The ball's come back because the ball's gone through the back and it's down the road and it runs ill and it's in the bakery shop. Tony will pick that one up from the audio here when he goes out tonight. So over they go, back in the centre, goes up, comes out, Myponga, flick the ball out, comes out to Carroll. Carroll gets the ball up, handballs it back inside, goes backwards, back onto the wing, but he finds his player in Proud. Proud goes up in the forward lines, Butcher goes back and his player just got his hand up in front of, comes around, couldn't get to Spinks. Spinks turns around, tried to handball it, and he turned around, he got out and the umpires called that she was off the hands and she'll be a throw in right by the point post here with Myponga Sellicks into attack. Sets themselves up. Off they go. Beautiful throw in. These lads do well into this. They get the best on it. Goes out wide. Comes out. Goes around to Meagle. Meagle for Willunga. Goes off. It was an FAD. Late tackle on him and a block, and it comes back now for the free kick to Burdett. Burdett on the back flank comes in. He finds Redden. Redden still on that, well, it's pronounced as a 50 zone, but we know it's not. Goes in, he goes back to Burdett, still in the back flank at this moment. So Willunga just trying to control this, hit their targets, goes up. He goes up the wing. Brown can't get to it. Lee comes up to it, can't get to it, comes off hands, goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in on the wing position directly opposite the club rooms on the low side.
And Lee still limping from that ankle, but he is back out in the field.
Yeah, he won't want to give up. You can tell that. He wants to be out there, win or lose. So up it goes, comes out over the back it goes, quickly picked up by Willunga, goes over the top, and he finds the player on the chest here in Altus. Altus waits for the players, goes off inside, now he finds up, goes off, goes into the goal square, up down they go, a good strong defensive mark there to Clark from Myponga.
He's been good today.
So he comes off, going to cover the club room side, puts it all up they go, smacked away from there into there was Willunga. She goes over the boundary line for a throw in. I reckon that one there may have been McDonald that smashed it over. So boundary throw in, goes up there goes, over the back it goes, comes out there. Altus is on the run onto it, turns around, gets tackled, he gets pushed, gets shoved around, goes out to Meagle. Meagle puts it all out, not real good, comes back in, turn around, picked up there Myponga, he gets wrapped up in Gilbert, and he turns around, the umpire will come in for a ball up on the centre. Goes on, 7 minutes gone, this last quarter, this is it, good night nurse to the losers, out it comes, turn around, hung on too long there, and it'll be a free kick to Willunga here in going around here to Redden. Redden comes out, finds his player quickly over there, and that finds Lachlan Scott. Lachlan Scott comes out wide, finds his player out here in Sam Tregenza. Sam Tregenza goes off, he's got the down, he goes backwards, not really smart. Now he can go across centre, turns around, all wider still, but he doesn't. He short kicks in, finds his player in there and Hoke. Hoke now goes back, turns round, they're just picking and choosing, not going onto it, goes off, he decides to drive and try and attack something. Up it goes, shoved out through there, Shervington gets out, can't get to it, comes out over there, Altus gets up, he gets wrapped down, He turns around, the umpire will come up for a ball up on the forward flank for Willunga. Clubroom side here, right in the sunshine, shade hasn't got to him yet. Up they go, should have though, because it's late enough. Goes up and down, goes over, comes off there, and we've got a free kick coming out here, and I reckon it could be to Ogilvy. Goes back to Myponga Sellicks on the back flank. Clubroom side though.
Sampson, I reckon that
Sampson, is it? Yeah, he looked up, couldn't pick him. Goes up, drives this up, and it's up and under. Goes up. Whitford goes up. There's a free kick. Free kick. Too early by Shervington. Into the back he got of there. They turn around. It'll go on. Yep. The umpire's picked it. It's got it back to Whitford. So Whitford looks for the handball. Goes straight around Trevina.
He's back okay.
Trevina goes off. Drives up to full forward. Up they go. Over the back it goes. Hits the ground. Comes over. Willunga trying to get into it. Hasn't pulled it in. He's turned around. The umpire will have to come in for a ball up. So forward flank here for Myponga Sellicks. Need to quickly get one back.
Bass looks like he's limping too.
Yeah, it goes over. Quickly comes over. Trying to get it out. Comes over. Picked all up there, and that's a bad kick. Goes out wide. That one there that was by Ryan Kelly. It'll be a relieving kick. Back pocket for Willunga. It'll be taken there by Hutchins. Cameron McDonald. On the FBAG scoreboard, Myponga Sellicks 8-7 trailing Willunga 10-10. Go in.
Ball comes long down the line looking for Bass. Williams up as well. Comes to Whitford. Whitford handballs across. Players looking into the sun. Comes to Trevina. Snaps around the corner into Butcher territory. And coming across there was Scott. Couldn't take the mark. Goes in, gets it again. Gets a handball out here to Sampson. Sampson comes across, but only as far as Scott, who read that one well. Runs out, plays on, goes down the wing looking for Burdett. Burdett applies to Clark. Clark's done really well today. Comes across from Proud, looking for Clark again. Back to Hutchins. Hutchins down along, looking for Williams. Hedger over the back. He goes backwards further. This is Ogilvy. Ogilvy comes out here to Kennedy, and there's... Whoa, Brown couldn't take the mark. Landed on his head. And comes Ben Kennedy, reads that one well, picks it up, goes down long, Spinks almost gets a mark handle on that one, comes to Proud. Proud goes back to Kane Spinks. He goes looking for his brother Jake, and Jake takes a good mark here and on the 50-metre arc, as Brown still in the hands of the trainers after going for that diving mark, and I think he landed on his head, and Spinks comes in and finds Butcher, and this is a tough one for him, Trev.
Yeah.
Almost directly in front, 30 metres out, and well, maybe he should go the check side with this one.
Yeah, well, his confidence, he's like I said, you don't know whether he's got any or not, because it's toss the coin and see what
he's not going to think about it. He's going to come straight in, and whoa, this one he hasn't scored. He should have gone the check side.
Back.
He should have gone the check side. How do you kick a check side 1 minute from on a 40, more than a 45 degree, about an 80 degree angle, and then the next minute you have 25 metres out directly in front and you kick it out in the full?
Yeah.
Inexcusable, isn't it?
Well, it's just Taryn, you know what he's like. That's what he was at the AFL.
Take the good with the bad, I guess.
Yeah, box of chocolates. You never know what's going to come out of it. So the ball's on the back flank here. Turn around, still in Myponga Sellicks, but they really need to make some inroad. It's heading towards the 12-minute mark. Up they go, thrown out the back there by Whitford. Handball comes out underneath. Player gets rolled around, gets up on there. Hasn't got an attempt out onto it. It'll be a repeat here by the central umpire. Up she goes up onto it. Bass tries to get it all out, comes around, gets out here to Willunga, goes straight out, goes onto it. Lee tries to get over, he forces it over, goes over the boundary line in front of the grandstand here, and a turn around, it'll be stuck up there for a throw-in.
McLaren will be rubbing their hands together with this because there's so many proppy blokes out there at the moment.
Yeah, as I mean, and there's some players that have sort of come back, so they could be even a bit under. So it goes up into it, goes round to it, quickly picked up by Willunga, goes out, he turns around, tries to ride the bump, tries to get onto it, should really have been pinged. He turned around, just going into it, so gets up and Trevina gives it back to the central umpire. Still on that forward flank for Willunga here. Willunga get another one that's going to make it tough. Smashed out there by Myponga Sellicks. Comes over the back. Willunga trying to get in onto it. Turns around. Picked all up there. Come over there proud. Turn around. Willunga player just tried to take him out, and that was not a smart move. Goes up now.
Butcher again.
Forward. Goes over there. Players lost it all in the sun. Turns around. Goes around. Comes back out there now. Comes out quickly out there to Scanlon. Scanlon can't get to it. Scanlon gets again. He turns around. He drops it. Goes over the boundary line. The boundary umpire couldn't see it, but he sees this one. And he turns around. It'll be a throw-in. Still in that forward pocket here for Myponga Sellicks. When they're in here, you've got to make headway. Up they go. Throwing goes up. Bass gets it all out the bat. Turns around. Willunga get tackled. Work goes up. Comes out there and it comes over to Lee. Daniel Lee for Willunga. Goes out wide. Puts it over the top. Finds his player running back there in Burdett. Burdett uses the ball well. Puts it up right in the running player and goes in front of him. And he turns around. Turns around. Plays off quickly. Gets it up there, swings on the left foot, drives it up high, goes over there, turns around over. I reckon he's got that one. Umpire looks for it.
Did he touch it?
He doesn't, he's indicating he's played a free kick anyway, hasn't he?
Free kick against Willunga.
So there it goes, no score.
Did he touch it? Would it have made a difference?
So he comes up here now. I reckon that one there is Hedger. Hedger goes off, finds his player still in the back line. Comes up now, clubroom side. Up they go down. Bass tries to get into it. Goes around, quick swing.
Oh, beautiful tackle.
Holding the ball. That's against player there. There, goes off. Now Myponga into attack. Goes off quickly. Hutchins can't get to him. Straight out to the lead. Turns around. Butcher goes out wide. Goes around to Spinks. Spinks goes on. Turns around. Puts that one all up. There's the umpire's indication. Number 12 to Jake Spence.
Don't be the next victim of a home invasion.
Pull over. Let's rob this joint.
Great Southern Security will install a home security system with monitored alarm to protect your home or business. They also provide CCTV, mobile patrols, cash transit, event security and a text and tag service.
Looks like this place has got its own secretary.
What do you mean, secretary?
That sign.
You idiot, that's security. This place has got an alarm.
Visit greatsouthern.security.com.au.
Touch now, ball in the middle here. Proud gets a handball out. Whitford can't grab it. Oh, players on the deck here. Comes across to Kelly. Kelly goes long here. Spinks leads the race for the ball. Comes out, chases it hard. Wheels around. Whoa, drop the ball. Umpire saw it. And Willunga will get a free kick here on the half-back flank. Hoke, he goes across to Scott, who's been good for Willunga all day, hasn't he?
Yep.
Taken lots of marks. He goes across to McDonald. McDonald will come wide here to Haskett. And he's just hidden out here on this wing all day. And he goes out wide looking for Shervington. Shervington will take an easy mark. Comes around, goes into the middle. Rennie's all on his own. Myponga getting a bit loose here towards the end of this one. Comes across here to Cowell, and Cowell
stages for a 25.
Tried to pay for a 25, but I think we're all awake to that. Thank you. And he will go back and have a shot for goal. The breeze, as you said, Trev, the breeze has dropped.
Really dropped away.
But still a tough kick here up the hill. He's got to kick this one about 45 metres. He is a reasonable kick of the football though. Comes in, he's going to kick this one from just inside the arc. Comes in and it's off the side of the boot. I don't think it's going to score. No, it doesn't. It goes out of bounds on the full, and Myponga will kick this one back in. It looks like it might be Kennedy back there with the ball. Kennedy weighing up his options. Goes long down the line here. Cop over the top. Can't take the mark. Cowell picks it up. And Willunga happy to run it over the line there. As we've gone 17.5 minutes of this final quarter of the 2023 preliminary final. The winner gets a berth in next week's grand final to face McLaren at Willunga. And it comes down here. Kennedy, Ben that is, kicks it off the ground, but only as far as the Willunga opponent. He comes out wide to Tregenza. Tregenza's got Rennie running for him. He'll go wide to him. Can Ogilvy get there in time? No, he can't. Rennie marks in front. Goes short to Haskett. And Haskett has just been unchecked all day, running up and down the wing out here. Comes to Tregenza.
Using as much time as they can.
Willunga trying to eat up time into this breeze. He's got a player backwards, but he's going to go forwards and squeezes the kick, finds Aldous, and he's going to be rewarded. He played for the 25 there. I'm not sure there was much contact. The umpire agreed with him though, and has given him a 25-metre penalty, which brings him in with a chance for goal. I'd like to see a replay on that one, Troy.
Yeah, it looks like there was contact to the head, but same as you, I didn't think it was malicious. It was
in the marking. I thought it was in the marking.
It was into it. I thought same as you. It should have just been left. Well, if he kicks this one, it'll make the icing a little bit firmer, won't it?
Certainly will.
Gets all up. It looks pretty good. Came back.
Memories of those special moments in life can sometimes fade over time. Preserve those special memories by having your old VHS tapes, movie films or slides transferred to DVD or USB. Phone Steve Adams Video Services now on 0403 744 666 or check out the weekly classified ad in the Fluorio Sun. Steve Adams Video Services will also live stream weddings, funerals, conferences and seminars. In fact, any special event. Steve Adams Video Services for all things video.
Time up at the moment. Whitford goes up straight over to Kennedy. Kennedy drives out now. Out they go, onto the hands. Good spoil coming, got there in time. Willunga now, get the ball up. He turns around. Meagle goes up, goes over, puts the ball out, misses the target, goes out, comes around quickly, turns around, goes up to it. Myponga, get the ball out, goes over the back, picks up there by Meagle. He gets wrapped up and put down, and the umpire's gone in the back, and it'll be a free kick to Meagle. Brett Meagle on the back flank, goes out wide, finds Brown. So Brown's recovered from that head fall he did. Goes off, goes in, finds his player out there in Colwell. Colwell's on the back flank still, and he's going to take and eat us up as much time as he can. He'll wait until the umpire says play on. Goes off now, drives it up along the boundary side, down the far edge on the wing. Up and down it goes, over the top it goes. Toes out through there, Rennie tries to get through. He can't get to it, and it'll be a free to him for a push in the back. So Rennie gets up here at the moment, sucking him in, same thing. He'll take the time. They'll try to eat the clock up. They've got two here in the centre if they want, you know. They're going around, goes off, goes up the forward flank, up and down, too far. Shervington can't get to it, and over the back there's 25, got to be. Miles he went over. Turned around, the umpire didn't play it, set them out again. Goes up, the spoil goes out by Rennie, goes out to Aldous. Aldous comes off the hands there of Myponga. Goes over the boundary line on the wing position, and it's the far side of the ground. It's the
time running out now, isn't it?
Shadows start to go. 21 and a half minutes gone with the scoreboard 9-7 to Myponga Sellicks, 11-10 Willunga. Take her over, Ian.
Ball being thrown in now on the half forward flank for Willunga. In almost into the time on period here in the last quarter. Ball comes here, coming through was Rennie again for Willunga, been one of their best all day. Comes down here to look Ogilvy trying to run onto it, but Hutchins beats him to it. Breaks one, breaks two, gets a kick on the third tackle. And coming out here for Willunga, for Myponga was Ogilvy. He gets it across to Kelly. Kennedy on his own in the middle. Marks in between three Willunga players. He goes backwards to his brother, who goes back to him. He comes out wide now to Spinks. Spinks will mark here in front of the pack. Hits the ground running. Goes high and long. Butcher over the back.
Pushes
Samson.
In the
Here's
back.
Butcher.
Got away with that.
We've got Cock runs onto it. He squeezes a little handball out to Samson. He can't pick the ball up. Player from Willunga, whoa, did he handball that one out? And then it comes out with a quick kick out the pack, and Meagle marks this one. Now Willunga will be content just to eat up as much time as they possibly can here. He's going to go short to Redden. And Redden, one of the most experienced players on the field, he'll go back and just eat up the clock. Goes wide to Haskett, who still is anyone stood him for the whole day?
No.
I don't think he
loves it on the wing, doesn't he? He just gets freedom just for runs.
It's staggering that he's just been able to run up and down that wing all afternoon.
Back to Mills.
Back to Mills. And Mills. Gone across 23 minutes now.
Butcher goes up, can't get it, comes back out, turns around, gets off to comes over there and forced over the lines here, right in front of our commentary for a ball in. On the wing position, club room side, turn around, we have clock ticking away madly over there, 23 and a half, so we're getting down to the itty gritties. Up they go, into the backwards there, and the umpire's seen that when it comes to Bass. Bass will take his time on this, comes back to him. He'll turn around, pick it all up. Nobody on the mark for Myponga. He turned around, he's not interested though. He just turned and said, I'm going to kick this long. Puts it all up, waits up, out the back. Shervington goes up, big jump. Myponga gets it, comes back in the middle though. Goes over, out the wide it goes. Comes around, quickly picked up out through there. Myponga, that looks to be in the back. And he turned around, and the umpires come in and said exactly that way. Drove him into the back, and Meagle gets up for the kick. Goes back, takes his time, goes out wide and finds Brown. Brown will come back inside. You turn around and kick them over, you go. He'll come out and he'll find his player out here and Hoke.
Haskett's still on his own out here.
Hoke out here and Haskell will get it and he'll go back. He doesn't have to rush. You don't have to rush. He goes back into Hoke. He turns around, he finds this ball in here and he'll go back. Haskett will run into position and Hoke will just kick it over the top. He goes back, but he comes out and he finds his player out here in front of it. He'll turn around and Jukas goes off and he finds Haskett. So Willunga are playing keepies away. That's all they have to do. It's nearly 25 minutes gone. Haskett now will drive this up into the forward pocket. Goes deep up. Up they go. Willunga have not been able to get the handballs coming up. Pushes all out. Altus gets in onto it. Comes back out to Hedges. Hedges finds his player. He runs off. Drives this ball out. Out it goes. Mills get the ball away for Willunga. Onto the back wing. Haskett gets it. He goes back, finds his player out there, and that one there was Scott. Scott goes back and finds Brown. Brown comes back and finds Haskett once again, and he's feeling a bit tired now. He's had about all his kicks in this quarter. He kicks it to Siren. There it goes. Siren goes at 25:30. So it's it's just on this time for the first quarter. So Myponga Sellicks finished up with 9 goals 7, but Willunga running out the winners of 11 goals 10. So that's on the FPAG scoreboard. So that was going to be, and I think they're going to have a tough game to try and beat McLaren in the grand final. This certainly will take them all out.
Well, they'd get their home grand final now, the one they wanted.
Yeah, it'll be how they can recover up. Scores for the earlier in the games today here. In the junior colts in the morning, Willunga 9-5 defeated Strathalbyn, so Willunga junior colts go to the grand final. Senior colts, Myponga Sellicks 10-13 defeating Willunga 6-9, so Myponga Sellicks are in the senior colts. Reserves, McLaren District 7-10 defeated Myponga Sellicks 4-6, so they will go into the grand final. McLaren Districts into the reserves, and of course now today Willunga 11-10 defeating Myponga Sellicks 9-7, so they will also venture to the grand final. Goal kickers here quickly: Daniel Lee with 3, Braden Aldous 1, Danny Jukas 1, Sam Rennie 1, Job Colwell 1, Maddock Williams 2, Cameron Hutchins 2, that's for Willunga. For Myponga Sellicks, Jake Spinks with 3, 2 to John Butcher, singles to Jaden Scott, Justin Whitford, Thomas Carroll and Levi Proud. We'll wrap up, seeing as we're so late, and let our staff and Tony get to the studio, get back. She'll be knocking off for tea time. So this is 90.1 Happy FM, Great Southern Footy, Match of the Round on air and YouTube.
This has been a presentation from Victor Harbour's 90.1 Happy FM.